Salty, salty language, kings of the sexy frontier. Salty, salty language, kings of the sexy frontier. Salty language.
Hey enthusiasts, what's happening? This is Salty Language episode 531.
Sexiest podcast on the network. Over and over and over again, bro.
Yeah, at least 3 times.
Can't stop, won't stop.
Yeah.
I guess. I don't know. I'm trying to I'm still adjusting things here.
Oh my goodness.
I know.
Yeah.
A mess.
Yeah. I'll tell you, it's one of the things I love about this new mic that I have is when I fiddle with the arm, you don't hear it in the microphone. No, yeah, listen.
That's pretty cool.
Right?
Show off.
Yeah.
What episode are we on again? I didn't even...
531.
Good Lord.
Yep.
Huh.
Many podcasts.
I know, right?
So many.
I believe we're still doing this.
Yes.
It's wild, isn't it?
I know it is.
Fucking wow.
Meanwhile, I just hope we can go long enough that there'll be people just listening only to find out when we're finally going to hang it up.
Yeah, right.
You know, like, God, when are these guys going to give up?
Good Lord. It's like post-apocalyptic and we're somehow maintaining a connection.
Yeah.
Coming to you from the wastelands. Good morning, enthusiast.
Yeah.
Be great if Salty Language became the voice of the people in the apocalypse.
Yeah. I like it.
Right? Just saying.
Finally, we get our I don't know, fame audience.
I guess. It's real sad that it comes down to nuclear warfare for us to get our audience.
I think we all knew it would have to be that way, though. You know, it's like we weren't gonna, grow this on its own. We needed we needed all our competition eliminated in order to have a chance.
I mean, I guess.
Yeah.
The only thing broadcasting is our dumb voices. People with like half melted heads and shit listening in,
We've taken over the only emergency beacon.
Yeah. Yes.
Fuck, what cartoon? Oh, it was The Simpsons when Sideshow Bob does that. Remember he takes over like the emergency, or no, not he gets rid of gets Krusty and all those to go off TV, and then Krusty ends up going to this like very, very remote TV station, and he's the only thing on TV because all the others have gone off the air.
Yes, that is our legacy, Brian.
That's us, yeah.
Most popular podcast because we're the only ones left.
People show up and they're like, please, can we use the emergency beacon? We just shoot them on site.
I mean,
no.
It sounds horrifying, but I'm not too mad at that idea.
Right.
Oh, I just got an idea. I got to make a note. If I can find my proper note. There it is.
Oh, boy.
Oh, man. So, how are you doing there, mate?
Way better today.
Yeah.
Oh, boy. Boy, I had a rough weekend. I pretty much didn't exist this weekend.
Really? That bad, huh?
Yeah, I had a horrible, I don't know if it was a sinus gimmick or a migraine or both or a mega migraine. I don't know what it was, but
mega migraine.
Dude, it was Migrainado. I don't know what the hell it was. It was, but oh man, did it riggedy wreck me. So,
wow,
yeah.
That's no bueno.
Yeah, it sucks. I had to cancel on our shenanigans
we're
plan.
supposed to have a hot date.
I know. Dude, that was, I waited until the last damn minute too, because I was so hoping that, various medicines that I threw at my face would help, and nothing.
Right.
Like the stuff I have didn't even touch it. I mean, Saturday, I got to a point where I was in bed and I was really considering going to the hospital.
Really?
It was
holy shit.
bad. Yeah, and I just can't bring myself to do it. Even though, it might help. Because I mean, seriously, one of the times I went to a neurologist and he was like, "Do you have a migraine today?" And I'm like, "Yeah, actually, I do." Because he could tell because I was like half squinting and because
like,
the
you got a
lights.
migraine? Or are you high as fuck?
Yeah. Yes. But he could tell from I was basically shading my eyes from the lights and stuff.
Right.
Since I'm a vampire.
Well, yeah, naturally.
But and he was like, "Hey, you want us to give you something for it?" I'm like, "Sure." And they came in, they gave me a shot to numb the area first, which I was like, "Oh boy," because you don't normally get a, "Hey, let's numb the area before."
Here's a shot before we give you a shot.
And that's what it was too, and then boom, and then they waited a few minutes, let it take effect, I guess, and then hit me with the other one. But man, like 10 minutes later, that headache was gone.
Nice.
I was like, man, I wish I could do this all the time.
Like, where do I get this on the street, yo?
Yeah. And that was the thing, was he was like, yeah, there's no person. I don't even know what it was, but he's like, he's probably just straight crack.
Yeah,
I don't know.
It's medical grade cocaine.
Yeah, he just. But whatever it was, he's like, yeah, I can't. You have to have this done like in the office, basically. So
like, where can I get it over the counter? Like, yeah, let me get you in touch with my guy Carlos.
Yeah.
From Colombia.
Yeah. Like, this guy says I don't even need to inject it. I can just rub it between my cheek and gums.
That's crazy. You just said cut rails, son.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Well, I'm glad you're feeling better, my guy.
Yeah, it finally broke last night, and oh man, it just sucks, because everything makes it hurt.
Even
deep hurting.
That's what it was. Yeah.
That's too bad.
But, any of it, light, sound, smell, anything really, just you're super sensitive to everything. It's pretty awful.
Well, I mean, I guess it's a good thing it didn't come over, because I only had a couple of the seltzers planned out, but I had like strobe lights and incense and boom and bass going, and I guess that probably wouldn't have worked out so well.
No, I'll tell you,
those like Catholic incense pots.
Yeah, of course.
I was like fire dancing with them,
Right.
Yeah. Took out bomber.
I almost said fuck it, and
you would have had a miserable time.
That was the thing, was I'm like, I'm gonna be miserable just because I'm miserable. Like it's not gonna turn out well. So yeah.
I mean, I basically would have been just like ripping bourbon and blowing cigar smoke at you.
Yeah, as you do. I'd expect nothing less. I'm just laying on the floor in a fetal position, just curled up on Bomber's bed. Yeah.
It is a comfy bed.
Right.
You got to deal with that cinder block head being very invasive when you're down there.
Oh yeah, that's a good point. I mean, in fairness, I also have a cinder block head.
That's true.
So.
It'd be like two mountain rams, like showing off.
Yeah, we're fighting over the bed.
Yeah. Like the neighbors is here. Like, what the fuck was that?
And of course, you're recording it.
Oh well, yeah, for trying to get viral, buddy.
Well, forget recording it. You'd be going live with that.
Oh hell yeah!
Live on the grams,
right?
Or what? Mm-hmm.
Oh man.
Yep.
Oh,
yep.
So did you just wake up and? Yeah, I'm fucking tired. You just wake up and feel like $1 million or what?
Yeah, well, it's weird. I woke up earlier today. Like, I fell asleep at like 7. Woke up at like 9:30 and just could not go back to sleep because I had the wickedest heartburn because my dumbass ate pizza late last night.
Fucking wicked heartburn, dude.
Yeah, and I'm like, oh boy. So, I ate like 9 or 1,000 antacids.
Nice.
And
good for your health.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. I found some that are like Kroger brand that are like orange cream ones that are easily the best tasting antacid I've had, because most of them suck, because most of them taste like just
trash,
flavored chalk. Yeah.
Yeah.
And these ones aren't terrible, so I've been buying those, and they work all right for me. So, I sat up for a little while and let them take effect, and then finally it calmed down. I was like, all right. And then of course I can't get back to sleep.
I gotta say though, pizza sounds pretty good.
Yeah, it was. We usually get from Mancino's up here, but they actually closed Saturday because most of their staff wanted to go to homecoming.
I mean, I get that. That's what makes sense now.
Yeah,
Because
but
we
it
were
also
at the old veggie
really
stand
sucks.
up there getting veggies, and then there was just these two teen girls walking around in basically like whore dresses.
Nice.
And I was like,
nice.
"What the fuck is happening?" And I realized, and then I was like, "Oh, they must work here." And oh, it's home. Okay,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah. And there's a lot of like small businesses up in this area that it really affects because
yeah, for sure.
there's a lot of teenage labor at, like you said, the pizza places and the fruit and veggie place and a few of the other places up here. So
Yeah,
I understand it, but it also sucks that a pizza place is shut down on a Saturday.
yeah, for sure, right?
It's like you can't imagine you want to do that too many times. But anyway, so we just grabbed we got some Marcos and whatever, and
Nice.
I introduced the others here to the old style pepperoni or old world pepperoni, whatever it was that
Oh yeah,
they have.
yeah. That's stuff we got that one day. Eh?
Yeah, well, after having that, I was like, well, I'm gonna get one smaller pizza with that, and then I'm gonna get the other pizza with the fixins that we normally get.
Fixins.
So, but the other pizza, like my mom loved it, so I was like, okay, well, if we get Marco's again, I'll just straight go with that pepperoni. Then I won't even fool with the other stuff.
Nah, fuck that noise. Who needs the rest of it?
It was weird because like the night before we watched there's an episode of Undercover Boss with the CEO of Marco's.
Oh, really?
On it, yeah. So it was kind of funny that we had just watched that, and I went with Marco's because I was thinking that they'd be cheaper than Vito's, and oh boy, was I incorrect. Sorry for all this local talk to everyone here.
Yeah, people will be all right. They'll figure it out.
Yeah, but whatever. It was good though. It was really good. So
Right.
I ain't mad at that because I don't know. It's like I just remember years ago really not liking their pizza, and I don't think they've really changed it.
Yeah, I think I kind of grew distasteful of it because it's what we used to order all the time.
Oh,
And
right.
I was just like, I'm so sick of it. And then like Vito's open. I was like, oh, thank goodness this is not Marco's.
Right.
Like honestly,
Like-
probably one of the first times I had Marco's in a long time was when you came over that day.
Yeah.
And we ordered at Marco's.
Well, I had it a couple times because of Cocoa House and,
Yeah, well, yeah,
And
fair enough.
and being up at Pavlov's because it's one of the closest pizza places there. So I just hey, hook a brother up
Hook
kind of
a
thing because
brother
it's
up.
literally right around the corner from Pavlov's.
Right.
But and it's been fine. But I don't know. It tasted really good the other night. So hey, whatever.
That's a beautiful thing.
Yeah.
You know?
Because there's because we were we were craving pizza, and it's like it sucks when you crave pizza and get shitty pizza.
Yes.
You're like, oh.
Well, it's funny.
But-
we're talking about pizza. I was talking about pizza over the weekend because I don't know why, Brian, but I keep seeing these ads for that like Little Caesars calzone cheesy. You know
Yeah,
what I'm talking about?
it's called like the crazy calzone. Yeah,
Whatever it is, I keep seeing ads for it,
yeah,
and I go, I don't want that. But I kind of want that,
right. Yeah.
I'll pull it up for our viewers.
Well, it's kind of weird to me because it's like it's not like a calzone is usually an enclosed thing.
Yeah,
it's like
okay. Like I got it pulled up right now. It's like the ends are. It's a pizza that you can ward off vampires with. It's like a crucifix pizza.
Yeah. What it looks like they did was took like a rectangle or a square pizza and took corners and kind of met them on the
Oh,
corner.
they got brownies covered in cookie dough and M&Ms. What the fuck is this shit? Anyway, yeah, like I said, I don't want it, but I kind of want it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it was, as you know, we're just bullshitting over the weekend. We're talking about it, and, and Michelle, I think it's a great idea. She's like, you and Brian should have like a date night, and I went, what? And she's like, well, you know, like you just, you know, like, you know, you get that Bambino's pizza you're always talking about, and you just watch like old movies or play old video games or something like River City Ransom or. And I'm like, you know, it's not a terrible idea.
I'm not mad at the idea for sure.
Yeah, exactly, right?
We know we'll have a time.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Boy, that really would be a throwback, though, to have Bambinos and play some fill-in-the-blank video game from our Ute, you know?
Because, like, that's what got me on the whole, like, calzone kick. As we started talking about Bambinos, I was like, oh, the last time I, you know, really had Bambinos, like, I used to love their freaking, their calzones. And then, you know, she's like, isn't that just like a folded pizza? I'm like, well, yeah, but it's no.
Right.
You know, it's not, but yeah, it is.
Yeah.
And then it's like, and then I started thinking about these ads I keep seeing on like YouTube and stuff for this crazy calzone, which I hate the name.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie, I hate the name.
Right.
But yeah, and then that's what she suggested, which is funny because now I'm on Google right now, and unfortunately it seems like they are out of business. But I was looking to see if I could find Canfield's Cola.
Oh man, yeah, that's a throwback for sure.
Right.
We were little children. That is sad that they're out of.
Yeah, it seems like it. I mean, I can't seem their official website.
Yeah,
but I mean,
because the only shot you'd really have at it then would be if there was one of those companies that makes like the retro products.
Well, there's a beveragedirect.com. You can buy Canfield 50/50, which is lemon lime. Oh, I'm sorry, that's sold out. You know,
Dang
I
it.
should let me just pop this over.
I didn't even know they made anything other than cola, honestly.
And they have and this sounds like the worst thing ever. A diet chocolate fudge.
Oh, no.
Yeah, that's right.
Although, in fairness, if it wasn't diet, it might be diabetes chocolate fudge.
But Brian, diet chocolate fudge soda.
Yeah.
No. Some things should just not be done.
Yeah, I agree.
We're looking at you, Canfield.
Yeah. The weird part to me is kind of like, who's your market there? Because, like, if I'm like, man, I need a chocolatey beverage, I'm just going to get a chocolate milk.
Oh, I'm going to get a nice, delicious stout.
Or that, yeah.
Or fucking a Yoo-Hoo or something.
Right. That's what I'm saying.
Although,
it's
if
like,
I'm
there's
being
already
real, the last time I had Yoo-Hoo, oof.
Yeah.
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 But yeah,
but you know,
it doesn't seem like Canfield Cola is a thing anymore. No. And that makes me sad. You make me sad.
And it's too bad.
So I guess the move would be like Bambinos and some other weird generic cola.
I was trying to think if there was anything else other than Mountain Dew we drank copious amounts of as children.
I can't do Mountain Dew. It's just too sweet for me. I turned someone I work on to Mountain Dew mouth, and he was like, "Oh God, that's so disgusting."
Sure is.
Yeah, sure is, buddy.
I think a lot of it, though, with the Mountain Dew mouth, I think there's a lot of it in that there may be some other issues with the, like maybe the oral hygiene's not very good on these people.
You don't believe in toothbrushes?
Like they probably rinse after brushing their teeth with Mountain Dew.
Like they wet the toothbrush of Mountain Dew.
Yeah. They have Mountain Dew toothpaste. They make it home, you know.
Yeah, someday though, I'm gonna get nutty and I'm gonna get a crazy calzone.
Dude, do you remember the Hawaiian Punch toothpaste they had out when we were kids?
Oh God, no, I don't remember this.
Oh my God, I had it. I got it once, you know, and I don't know how the hell I got it because that's not normally something my parents would have done, you know.
Fair enough.
But oh my God, I mean, it tasted like Hawaiian Punch, but it was like the one you really don't need the taste of Hawaiian Punch in your mouth.
No, I agree.
Instead of toothpaste, like there's something about that minty flavor profile that just it sets you off on the right path,
Right.
you know. like no matter like if they were like, oh, here's pizza toothpaste, I'd be like, nah, I'm good. I love pizza, but I may even eat it that same day for breakfast. But I don't want to go off into the world with pizza flavor in my mouth all day.
You don't want pizza paste.
Yeah.
Ugh.
I mean, we've already talked in the past about brisket paste, which I believe was the name of an episode.
I do believe you are correct.
Yeah, it's like I don't know what it is, but yeah. Speaking of smoked meats, though,
oh yeah,
my nephew came over the other day because his one daughter loves Care Bears, and I found
smoke a Care
couple
Bear?
of them.
Oh.
No,
I bet you it's delicious with the right rub.
Might be, yeah. I'll give that the Care Bear stare, that's for sure. But he came over to get, because I had picked up a couple of them for him, so he came over to get those. And as is his new tradition, apparently, whenever he comes over, he seems to always have some various form of smoked meat.
I mean, there's nothing wrong with this.
No, I mean, I am not angry at all about that. But he brought over some. He had done a rub on it, and it was basically like a pork loin.
Nice.
So, yeah, so we sliced some of that up and had it. Man, that was tasty. Brought over some ribs too; those were good. I was like, man, this kid's throwing down. I love it.
Right, and you get to reap the rewards, my guy.
Yeah, hit the spot too. I'll tell you what I didn't care for was I got an end piece, and whoo boy, because you get all that rub all around the end of it, and it's a lot. Rub. Man, it's a lot though. It's a lot of flavor profile. Right. It was good. It was just a lot. So, but yeah, quite nice.
Quite nice. Mm-hmm. Man, I made that pineapple Carolina Reaper jam. And over the weekend, like kids came over to play some. Well, we didn't play D&D. We played another RPG called the 13th Age, which is pretty fun. Mm-hmm. But
really quick, I got to interrupt you really quick. I read something the other day that they're going to do a Legend of the 10 Rings or 5 Rings, whatever the hell it is, like card game we used to play, L5R. They're doing a like D&D like compatible book.
Oh, because I already know they have a tabletop game already with its own rules. Ow! My watch got caught on my headphones.
Perfect.
Yeah, I know they have a RPG already, but they must be doing it like D20 system or whatever they call that now.
Yeah, that's interesting. Yeah. So sorry, interrupt you there. It's just it just reminded me that I saw that.
But I took a big old spoonful and mixed it with a block of cream cheese to put on crackers.
Yeah,
so good. It's like nice and pleasantly hot. And then my neighbor, like I think we were out screwing around Saturday. And I'm getting out of the car, and I just hear, "Hey, Tony." I'm like, "Oh, hey, what's up, man?" He's like, "Hey, I got something for you. Just hold on." I'm like, "Okay," thinking like, I just want to go inside and go to bed. Because sometimes I was like a nice night, and we just went on like a long Jeep ride, because it's nice out.
Yeah.
And then he's like, "Hey," and he comes out, and he has this like little Tupper container. He's like, "Oh, it's like it's a little bit of a block of cream cheese I smoked, and I put a bunch of the jam he made on top of it. It's so good." So I'm like, "Ooh, now I got smoked cream cheese that's spicy." Excellent. Oh man! And he gave me more, and I'm trying to figure out what I'm going to do. I think I'm going to make hot honey. I can't remember. I've talked about this with a lot of people, so I can't remember if I brought it up on the show. But I want to make hot honey because that sounds delicious, and I'm thinking about making jam again, but like mango maybe, or that makes sense. Here's a crazy one for you. Given the season it is, I was thinking about making like spicy pumpkin butter.
Oh my! Right?
I don't know.
Well, because I see where you're going, because the sweetness of the pumpkin / savory of the pumpkin kind of hopefully balances out the heat.
That's the move. But I don't know if it'll work. Yeah. But I like fucking around with food, so whatever. I might just do it anyway, just to do it.
Right.
But yeah, good times. I like this whole relationship I'm building with my neighbor. I just share food with him, and he gives me food back.
Yeah,
it's a good time. That's pretty cool. As long as he could stop beeping his truck at my dog and shit. He hasn't actually done that in a long time, so hopefully that's that ship has sailed. Yeah.
Right. Well, good. Hopefully, maybe he's gotten a little more used to
It's not like she's out
things.
there like, we got dogs in this neighborhood. They're all just leave them outside. And it's just bark, 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 and you like Bomber's like bark, and then we usually get her, unless she sees like something that she, wants to go love aggressively.
Yeah. Yeah, I know. I hate that. The other night it was like 11:30 or something like that, and 3 or 4 of the local like dogs that live right around here were all outside, and somebody else must have been like walking a dog or something.
Classic move right there.
Because they were all like they're all just. I was like, good Lord! I was like, y'all take your damn dog in,
right?
like seriously.
I'm just glad,
or at least see what's going
when
on.
our dogs, when the neighbor dogs are barking and our dogs are inside, they don't like freak out.
Yeah,
they definitely like look around, and sometimes Bomber will run out on the porch and be like, "Whoa, what's going on?" But she doesn't start barking. I'd probably like have to RKO her or something if she did.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, that's dog training. RKO's out of nowhere.
Sure. Yeah. Yeah, as you do. Sure. Yeah.
Oh man. So last weekend, right? I got an old man like rant kind of thing. Old man rant for you. Of course, involving a grocery store. After work, I had to stop and get a couple things. It was actually the day the kids came over for dinner, so it was Friday. And I'm like, you know what? I want to go to Aldi because the more I'm an Aldi guy, the more I like it. But on my way home from work, there's nothing convenient for me. But I'm like, oh, shit, I'm not that far from the Perrysburg one. I know we're going local, folks. Yeah, I'll just hit that and then head home. Be perfect. I will never go back to that one. It's this weird mix of like well-to-do, not associated with the earth people.
Yeah.
And like country folk.
Oh, okay. That's weird.
Because of where it is, like if you throw a rock one way, you're hitting nice houses. You throw a rock the other way, you're hitting a cornfield.
Right.
It's weird. It's in a weird spot.
Mm-hmm.
And just the people in there were awful. Like, no courtesy about anything. And then when I finally like got in line, because it's the one thing I don't like about Aldi. It's like, here's one line until it gets way backed up. Then we're gonna bring someone out here to cash someone else out.
That's because they usually only have 2 people working.
I totally get it, but that's the one thing I don't like about it. But it is what it is.
And for anyone who doesn't know, I'm not exaggerating. They usually only have a manager and like an assistant manager, I think, or whatever they call the other person.
Sometimes
a cashier.
3 people in prime time.
Yeah, usually what that is there's that overlap.
And that's why they get paid a good wage for being a grocery store employee.
It is, but also heard some horror stories about like the hours you have to work and stuff.
It's horrible.
Insane. Yeah, but it does pay very well. The guy who runs the GameStop over here by me used to be a manager for Aldi, and he's told me some stuff that I'm like, wow, I'm glad I never worked there. Right. Although I guess in fairness, I was probably putting in the same hours making far less money.
You're probably right.
I probably could have made way more bank the other way, but whatever.
But so this dude's like I'm getting in line, and there's a lady and she's got all her groceries, and there's this dude in front of me wearing like cargo shorts and flip-flops, probably in his 50s. His face is busted. Like it looked like he fell or something, and stopped his fall with his face.
As you do, yeah.
And then there's this. I mean, I could say he's foreign because I heard him talk. He was not really good at speaking English, which is fine. I don't care. And there's this foreign guy, and he's holding this big fucking tub of cheese puffs, and he's holding this screaming child, and the kid is like literally like, nah, nah. And the dude's just kept like he had the cheese puffs and he kept like pointing, and the guy in front of me, the dude with the busted face, kept going like, first he was just like, "Are you trying to cut in front of me?" And I'm like, "Oh God, here we go,"
It's like, no, I think what he's trying to do is ask if he can go in front of
Yeah.
you to get that screaming kid out of the store. Is probably what he's trying
to do.
to do.
And the guy kept like just nodding and pointing, and then the guy's like, "Is that your lady?" And he's pointing at this random woman. The guy's just nodding, and he's like, "No, I'm asking you, is that your wife? Is that your woman?" And then finally, the guy was just like, "You know what? Just go." And instead of the dude getting in line, he walked around the lady and just stood by the cashier, like holding the tub of cheese balls.
Okay.
Yeah, it was fucking weird.
That's very strange.
So, obviously the cashier cashed out the lady, cashed out that guy, took care of Redneck McGillicuddy, and as I'm about ready to cash out, just this random woman comes in with all this stuff, and she's trying to return it, and it turned into a whole situation.
Wow.
But then as I'm leaving, Brian, in the parking lot is the guy with the screaming child, and I'm not kidding. Every door of his car was open. And I'm parked right next to him. I can't even get into my car now.
Oh,
I ended up just putting all my groceries in the back of my car, thinking like, well, maybe he'll see me here, putting my shit away and go, oh, this dude needs to get in his car.
Yeah.
Nah. Took my cart back, got my Aldi quarter. Nah.
Sure.
I ended up zigzagging around his open back door and closing his passenger door. Because I'm like, I'm done. Yeah.
I've done that to people at Kroger before, where they'll have doors open, and I'm like, hey, I need to get in the car, and they'll be on the other side. I'll just shut the door and then, or shut it enough that I can get in.
Well,
kind
it's
of a thing, whatever.
I knew by the interaction I saw inside, I can't really tell this guy, hey, I'm just gonna have to just act.
Yeah. It's just going to be easier probably to just do that and hope he doesn't reopen them as you're trying to back out or something.
I actually went forward too, because I'm like, I can't even the lady that was his quote unquote wife, that wasn't, according to Redneck McGillicuddy. Yeah, she was in front of me and she left. I'm like, oh, thank God.
Yeah, that makes it easier because you don't have to deal with maybe him reopening doors.
Yeah, exactly. But then I'm leaving Aldi and I'm driving up the side road, rethinking all my life choices at that moment. Yeah. And where this Aldi is in Perrysburg is off a major road. And I'm coming up a side road and I'm like, I have a green light. This is dope. I can turn right onto this main road, then get to the highway. As soon as I turn right, there's this old guy with a big dirty beard on a bike, and I think he had all his possessions on him too. If I wouldn't have seen that dude, or if I was a half a second later, I would have ran him over.
Oh my!
He was just in the middle of the fucking road, and there was all these trees and shit that you can't see around until you're in the road.
Oof!
Yeah, it was a whole situation. So I swerved to avoid that guy. Glad there was no cars. I'm trying to get to the highway, and then this big ass minivan just drifts right in front of me. No blinker. I'm like, I gotta get out of here.
Yeah, that's the universe sending you a sign.
Especially right after work. I'm like, I gotta get the fuck out of here. Please send me home.
Right. It's either that, or you're just like, is there a coffee shop or something I can just chill at for 5 minutes?
I think I needed a beer more than I needed a coffee at that point.
Fair enough. Yeah.
Yeah, it was an experience. And then, over the weekend we went to the Aldi that we normally go to, and it was such a pleasant experience. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's weird.
It is interesting how, much like any grocery store, the area you go to makes a big difference.
It's like the one we go to is definitely lower income people go there, but I think lower income people are a lot more humble sometimes.
Yeah.
More where I'm looking for. They're more human,
Right.
They'll go, oh, sorry, I'm taking up the whole aisle, instead of just looking at you like, yeah,
Yeah. Usually, people that take up the whole aisle most of the time don't even look at you. I've noticed they're just so in their world that they don't pay any attention to anybody else, and it's like, hello, you're in a public space. It's like, do you drive down the middle of the road?
They probably do. Let's be real.
Yeah, I know. That's why I've said for a long time, I'm like, God, if you drive the way you operate a cart, I don't want to be anywhere near you on the way home.
Oh man, I don't know why I'm so thirsty. Good Lord, Brian.
Yeah, it's not even Thursday.
Hey, you're right. Just like chugging down these spicy waters.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Those one-
You say bosoms? Oh.
No, no. Said I mean, I haven't had those in a while either, but I said I haven't had spicy water in a little while. I have some. I just haven't been drinking it. I would drink like a Coke or something, and then I just been drinking.
Well, I realize what my problem is that with my house here is I don't really like the way the city water tastes.
That's fair.
So that's why I'm a big fan of the Mios and stuff like that.
Yeah, right.
But our fridge is very small. Right?
Yeah.
So I have a hard time devoting space to it to cold drinks. Like I have a couple beers in there usually, and Michelle will have a couple of Mexican Cokes in there or whatever. But for the most part, we keep it for food.
Yeah. No, I understand because we actually have a decent amount of cold drinks in ours, and it's like, God, this takes up so much space in here.
Right.
Just the way that the refrigerators are kind of designed. I mean, I think we have a bigger fridge than you do, but not by a lot.
Because the space we have to put our fridge at is weird. So we had to buy a specific fridge. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, when we first went from like the fridge that they had when my mom moved in here with Danny, when I'm trying to think when we put that other fridge in there. Because I don't think it was when I moved here? Maybe it was. I don't know. Anyway, but when she put the other fridge in there, there were cabinets up above. They had to cut those cabinets out.
That's hilarious.
Because the fridge was, I mean, there's small cabinets, ones that are like, a foot, maybe a foot and a half.
Like those cabinets you like jam platters or shit in, you use like twice a year.
That's exactly what it was. Yep. So it was like, fuck those, with the Sawzall and just, get that sumbitch out of there. And, because you had to, otherwise that fridge there was nowhere else to put it unless you put it like just over in front of like our screen door or something, it's like, you don't really want to put it there. Yeah. Also, you don't want to move, that's even further away from the kitchen. You want it, right there by the kitchen. So yeah, I feel you on that.
So it's like on the weekends, because at work I drink a ton of water because, I do. But it's like on the weekends, it's like.
You don't drink, was it quenchers or whatever?
Squenchers.
Squenchers,
when it gets super
okay,
hot, I definitely indulge in a squencher. But it's like on the weekends, man, I just don't drink enough water because I just, it's like usually coffee or spicy waters or beer for me. And
right.
It's like I kind of I wish I had a little more variety that I could keep cold, which is where the future garage fridge comes in handy. Because I will keep stuff in there that isn't alcoholic that I like cold.
Right.
But whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's just, I don't know. It's one of those weird things I was thinking about over this weekend. Like, oh, yeah. I used to drink so much water, but that's because I used to buy those big jugs from Collingwood Water, and it was delicious.
Yeah, that water was really good. You're not wrong.
I kind of miss that, but I don't have space for a water cooler, and I don't really want to fuck with it either.
Yeah. Yeah, understandable. I've thought about pricing them for here because we, constantly buy bottled water because there's something in the water, which I'm assuming is probably chlorine, that my mom is allergic to. Like it makes her itch like crazy.
I mean, you guys would save probably a ton of money instead of buying the individual bottles or whatever.
Yeah.
Getting a big 5-gallon jug.
Right.
Because I don't remember how much those cost, but I know they're not much.
Right.
As long as you bring empties back with you. Like the first time you have to pay a deposit on every bottle you get. But
that makes sense.
We used to get, when I lived up in Michigan, because we had that well water that was trash. You did not want to drink that.
Gross.
I used to get like 20 gallons because of 4 or 5 gallon jugs at a time. And it was never that expensive. I think it was less than $20.
Yeah, that's not bad at all. I mean, it's not that the other's terribly expensive, but it's also the idea that like you get to reuse those big jugs versus
it's good for the planet.
Yeah, I was gonna say versus putting 30 bottles into the trash every month, or however
Plus,
often.
if you spend a little bit more on one of those water coolers, like the one I used to have, it had that hot water tap, and that shit was hot enough you could make tea and hot chocolate and shit out of it. Yeah.
Oh, really? Yeah, I mean, I never use that. I always just got the cold water.
Yeah, I mean,
but,
it was hot enough you could do some stuff with it.
yeah.
Yeah, it was kind of cool. Well, I guess it wasn't cool.
Yeah, actually, where it really sucks is like if we go to cook anything because of my mom's issues, you go through a bunch of small bottles, and I keep mentioning it's like we should just get a few like gallon jugs of water for like cooking purposes, but then you don't want it to just sit there.
What about
either.
like a do Brita filters take that stuff out?
I don't know. I don't know if she's tried it. I use the Brita filter because I don't care for the water on its own. So I use a filter.
Brita filters remove chlorine.
Yeah. I think they're supposed to, but I don't know if that's first of all, I don't know for sure if that's what the allergy she has is to. I'm assuming it is because she is allergic to bleach and such. So, and like I've told you, sometimes on Fridays, you can you'll run the water and you smell bleach or, chlorine basically. And it's like, oh God.
Mean, it says it reduces chlorine flavor and smell, but I don't know if that really
that's
takes
probably
it out. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Well, it helps as far as drinkability wise because, you don't want to basically be drinking like you're drinking out of a clean pool,
right. Yeah. I mean, you're not wrong.
Gross.
Yeah, vile.
Yeah.
I can hear my damn dog down there barking. I was just talking about how she doesn't bark inside. I can hear her.
Like, I'll show you.
Right. He's upstairs. He's not here to yell at me.
Yeah. Free reign. Yeah.
Dumb dog.
Yeah.
Yep. I've been starting last night. I've been introducing Michelle to and rewatching myself The Sopranos, Brian. We watched episode 1 last night.
Yeah.
I forgot how good that show is.
It's going to take a while to get through. There's quite a few episodes.
Don't say that too loud. She might hear you.
I mean, there's not that many episodes.
It's real fast and fun.
Super fast and fun.
She did say she really enjoyed the first episode, so because she's never seen it before.
It's a good show. Did you watch the new thing on HBO? No.
Was it The Many Saints at Newark or whatever? Yeah.
I'll be honest, I really don't have much interest in it.
I mean,
I
kind of do, just out of sheer curiosity. But I mean, what's the reviews say?
I don't know. What I think it comes down to is it's like there's a lot of times when a show ends, there's always people like, oh, we should get more. And it's like, yeah, not always. Because like, seriously, go watch the final season of Dexter. Go watch the final season of Community.
Right.
It's like you don't always, even like Parks and Rec, that last season was all right. But it was like, it could have, if they had stopped it a season sooner, it would have been fine.
Right. Yeah.
I'm not one most of the time. Like if a show wraps up and it was a good run, I'm usually like, it sucks that it's over, but also I'm glad they went out before it got terrible,
I mean, yeah, for sure.
Like the final seasons of The Office are not great. It's much better with Steve Carell on the show.
Once he exited, it was like, oof.
Yeah, it's got moments, but it's not anywhere near as good.
So, Rotten Tomatoes gives it 72% on the tomato meter, but the audience is a 59%.
Oof.
Yeah. So,
all right. Interesting.
Yeah, I mean, I
wonder though if some people are going in thinking it's going to be all about Tony Soprano, and it's really not.
It's like his father, isn't it?
Yeah, I don't know exactly. I know
Uncle Junior.
Well, because it even says in the preview thing, it's like the something about like the people or the man who made Tony Soprano. Basically, it's like he's not the focus. It's supposed to give you backstory on who kind of how he became who he is.
I just want to know if in the many saints of Newark, if his mom is as annoying as she is.
Oh man.
Like I forgot how awful she is.
Yeah, she's
Yeah.
pretty terrible.
He
Yeah.
says that his mother calls him every day, or he calls his mother every day. Always cutting down Tony about how he's a bad son.
Yeah. Yeah. Ooh.
Oh boy.
Yeah. Yeah, good
It
show.
is. It's
That'll
a good show. Yeah.
I'll definitely give you something to do though for a very short time.
Yes. Like maybe like a couple weeks or something.
Yes.
Definitely.
A couple of weeks. Especially when you're watching one at a time.
Yes.
Feel like you got to get a binge session in there at some point.
Man, I had that feeling over this weekend, 'cause this is one of those weekends haven't had in a long time where I just kind of chilled. Because we didn't do a whole lot. It was great, actually. Because normally on the weekends, it's like run.
Yeah.
And like Saturday morning, I just got up and I drank coffee and I just played Hitman 2 for a few hours. And then I just like popped on college football and kind of like putzed around the house. And it was like, this is nice. Why don't I do this more often?
Picture you're just sitting on your porch with a sweater on and two hands around the mug of coffee.
Dude, I'm telling you, it was not. Yeah, that was the one problem. It was such a beautiful weekend that eventually I'm like, I gotta get outside.
Yeah. Makes sense.
But yeah, it was a really
nice weekend.
Beautiful thing, man. Just chill. I need more of that in my life. I'm actually not next week, but the week after. I'm taking a week off. I can't wait. I don't really have anything planned. Although Leah's staying with me that whole week. That'll be interesting.
Oh, really? All right.
Yeah, I was like, I just got a text like, oh, hey, Leah and I are talking about your vacation. Is she staying with you? And I'm like, I didn't even know that was an option, you know? Like, we're not going anywhere, but of course she can. That'd be amazing. Yeah. So, yeah, that'll be fun.
Well, and it's awesome, too, because since you'll be on vacation, you actually can spend a good amount of time with her.
But yeah.
Yeah. Pull her out of school for the week.
You're not going to school this week.
Yeah. It'd be like Rick and Morty, you know?
Exactly.
It's just always keeping him out of school.
Today you're going to learn a lesson in Double Dragon. Grab that controller.
Nice. I like it.
So, yeah, that'll be... I can't wait to get... Oh, man, I'm so ready for a week off.
Yeah, I bet.
Bro.
I bet.
God, I got like this... I got this flap of skin on my finger, Brian.
I know you have a knife.
Actually,
handy.
I don't. I don't have one on me right now. I know. Usually I always have one on me, but I don't.
I hope no one invades your home right now.
Oh, wait. I do have a multi-tool right there. It technically has a knife on it.
Oh. Well, you have a sword behind you.
I mean, it's wood, but whatever. I mean, yeah. I got a sword back there.
They don't know
I also
that.
I also got a chainsaw. I don't know if you can see it.
No, I can't, but... Yeah, there you go. Just charge him with the sword and a chainsaw.
And it's my Army of Darkness chainsaw, so it fits right on my arm.
Oh yeah, perfect. Yeah.
No, what the fuck was I talking about? Oh, my finger.
Can you imagine breaking into somebody's house and they come charging at you with a sword like that and a chainsaw?
A big two-handed sword and a chainsaw.
And you could just you're like, I'm pretty sure those are not real, but they still might hurt.
I mean, the sword would hurt. It is wood. Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. You know?
It has a good point at the end. I'm sure I could stab someone with it if I had to.
Yeah. Or at least be very annoying.
Yeah, oh, for sure, be very annoying.
Poke. Stop it.
No, today I was, I grilled out because we're getting to the end of the season. I had some poke steaks. I mean, some barbecue pork steaks. They're delicious.
Nice.
And I went out to check charcoal, right, to see if I had some. And I fling my garage door open, and it flinged open halfway and then stopped. I'm like, what the what's going on here? And I forced it open because that's what I do, I guess.
Yeah. Right.
And they got those cables that hooked to the whatever. There's cables.
Okay. Magnets. How do they
exactly.
work? Yeah.
And my one cable came undone. And it's like my on my other door that's already happened. The door's all fucked up, and I haven't called anybody. But I'm like, God damn it! So I was up there trying to fix it and fuck around with it and all this. And YouTube's amazing. I know we've said this before. Weird, because I know those big tension springs. I don't want to mess with this spring. They're dangerous. I don't know what.
Right.
first thing on YouTube, how to fix/replace your garage door cables without messing up the spring. I'm like,
Perfect.
yeah, and it's the easiest fix ever. But this flap of skin I got on my finger, like the cable was frayed. I was scared. I was afraid. And the shit just like laid my finger open when I was winding it up.
Well, that'll
that
teach
sucked.
you. It didn't want to be.
And it also sucked because it's like I'm out there screwing it. Like I just got out of the shower, just got home from work. And now I'm like covered in rust and grease and dirt and sweat.
Nice. Yep, time to grill.
Yeah, basically, that's exactly what I did. I washed my hands, got the charcoal going, and then fixed the damn thing.
Should have just put on "Now You're a Man" and you'd have been all set. Because I mean, you're pretty much rearing up for it.
I mean, there's I hate to say this as a 42-year-old man, but there's this TikTok account that I like. It's just called Boston Be a Man. And it's always some ridiculous scenario, and then it's just like this big Boston dude, be a man, and that would have been perfect. You're like fresh out of shower, go fix the garage door, be a man.
Yeah. And then grill some poke steaks.
Yeah, and grill some steaks, exactly. But yeah, now that I know how easy that is, my other door that I've been not calling someone to come check out because I don't want to pay them. Yeah, I can just fix myself now that I know how easy it is.
Yeah.
I don't know why I didn't look in the first place. Anytime I have a problem, I solve it. Check out the YouTube on my DJ Fall. No.
Probably not.
But yeah, seriously, I don't know what the hell I was doing.
Yeah. Yeah. Makes sense.
Right?
It's why that's why I said it blows my mind how so many people are just like, well, I don't know how to do that. And it's like, yeah, you do. You just don't realize it. Like it's fucking right there on YouTube, probably.
YouTube. It's like Logan.
Beautiful. Like that guy who does the, things your dad should teach you or whatever the hell it's called, that account, which I think is fucking amazing. All this shit that most of the time dads teach sons or daughters or whatever. And, but some people don't get to learn that stuff. And he's like, well, here's how to change a tire or whatever,
exactly.
And you're like, this is awesome. Yeah.
Here's how to comb your hair properly. Like what?
Right. Here's how to give, proper spacing at urinals.
I mean, that should be a lesson everyone should learn.
We've talked about that before. There's a few things that, dads should definitely have taught your sons. Urinal etiquette, how to give a handshake.
I thought you were going to say hand job.
Whoa. Depending on your dad, maybe he's seen some shit, It's like, listen, this, the next thing I'm going to teach you, fucking save your life. If it wasn't for this, I would have starved for 3 years, I always wondered why you were so big on having lotion around, Dad.
Why I had one giant forearm.
Yeah. Why your hands were always so soft.
Silky.
Supple. Yeah.
Oh, man. Yeah. Also, I guess speaking of TikTok, why not?
I thought it was going to be a speaking of hand jobs thing.
Not this time.
All right.
There is nothing more frustrating than an unsatisfying TikTok. All right. Bear with me. I was whipping through them over the weekend. And I don't really follow a bunch of people, but it learns, based on how, like, right. And it was just some, like, Chinese guy, and actual Chinese.
Okay.
Like, making something out of bamboo. Like, he was like a carpenter, And so he took this, like, big-ass stalk of thick-ass bamboo, and I'm watching, and like as soon as the thing started, there was just a comment. I was like, I can't believe someone could do this with bamboo, and I'm like, oh, well, what's he doing? And they've made them longer. Like you can make TikToks up to 3 minutes now.
Okay,
3 minutes of my hard-earned time, Brian.
Right, that's an eternity in internet video.
You're not wrong.
Yeah,
and I'm watching
because if I see something over 3 minutes on YouTube, it's like, and I got to sit through the ad first.
Right.
It's like, I don't know, man.
but I'm sitting here watching this guy, and he's creating, it almost looked like a little stool. Very good craftsmanship. He's making the dolls. Everything he's making out of this bamboo stalk. And then the thing ends before he finishes. And then so I'm like, all right, well, let me go to his profile so I could see what he made. Because I still don't know what he made. It's not there.
Or just thinking maybe there's a part 2
That's
to the
exactly. I
video
was
or
like,
something.
no, must continue. No, it wasn't even there. It was just done.
Maybe he hasn't posted it
No,
yet, or was it
it
an
was in the
older
middle
post?
of his feed.
Oh,
So I was like,
jeez.
what the
So it
fuck
should
is
have.
it? I like wanted to throw my phone against the wall. I was so frustrated.
Maybe he's still editing.
I don't know. Why would you
Yeah.
do that to me, random dude?
It's a good question. If you're gonna post something like that, it's like have you ever like not been in Instagram, like I don't know if it's reels or whatever on there, but it's like there'll be a video or whatever, and you start watching it, and it'll be like a minute or so into it, and then it's like continue watching, and you click it, and then it's got to open this whole other thing. It's like, why can't it just play it right
like
there?
You already
like
played the trailer.
Yeah, or you've already played like a minute of the minute and a half video. It's like,
let
but
it
anyway,
finish.
yeah. 99% of the time, I'm like, nope, just move on.
Totally get that.
It's not like I really have to do anything other than click keep watching. It'll just open the new. It'll move you to the right tab page, whatever the hell it is, But I'm just like, nah.
Yeah, no, I totally get that.
The internet's made us such assholes.
Oh, the worst.
It's so bad.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen so many videos when it's like, wait to the end, and if I'm not interested in 20 seconds, I'm not seeing it. I don't care what happens at the end.
Yeah. I'm honestly, I'm the same way with Twitter. Ever since they've expanded it to whatever it is, 240 characters or whatever. Now it's like the two things I can't stand on Twitter: threads. For the most part, there's some that I will engage in and read the whole thing because they're either hilarious or it's maybe a topic I really want to read up on. But most of the time, if someone's just telling a story, I'm like, nah. Like, seriously, post a video instead.
The TLDR for this?
Seriously, it's like I do not want to read 19 tweets for your stupid story. Seriously, just post a video. It'll be faster.
Amen.
And it's one of those times where I'd prefer the video to the text. If I'm reading like a news article, I want the text because I want to read it myself.
I do that in real life with like texting.
Yeah.
Like half the time, like I love texting, but if what I'm trying to text is going to take me 18 minutes to type out, I'm going to just call you. Or I've done the old, like, I'll just send a video, like you were saying. Like, I've done that to Leah before. I just send her a video because sometimes I know she doesn't want to answer her phone. Because I'm like, I'm not sitting here. I'm not going to type out this essay.
Yeah. I've just sent voice memos, before, like in Twitter or not Twitter, but I forgot what app it. Anyway, but one of the social media apps. It's like, I think maybe it's Instagram where you can like post short like audio files or whatever. It's like I've done that before too, because like you said, it's like you're telling a story. It's like it'll just be easier if I just say it and send it to you,
exactly,
rather than try to type out this, like you said, like an essay or something.
You're trying to like read my 14 paragraphs I sent you while you're doing 65 in traffic. It's not good for anybody.
Nah, but same on Twitter. It's like if I look at someone's tweet, even if it's a joke tweet and it's like takes up all the space, I'm like scroll right past it.
It's too many words, bro.
I really think that was one of the biggest mistakes Twitter ever made, was getting rid of the 140 character limit, because it forced you to be creative because you only had a small window to work in. 240 characters, people are too wordy. They don't learn to edit. It's just diarrhea.
It's the same feeling you get, Brian, when you see those that went back in like elementary school. And I was like, oh, we're going to do a book report on this. And they pass out the books. You're like, damn, look how thick that is. Son of a bitch.
Yeah. Yeah.
How many pages is this?
Oh my God, 300
this is ridiculous.
pages.
This is a tight, what sort of tyrannical society do we live in?
Yeah. or worse yet, like the one I had the issue with sometimes too was the opposite of that, where the teacher's like, okay, we need like a 5-page book report, and they hand you a book that's like 90 pages, and you're like, how the fuck am I supposed to, like, what am I writing, the movie script?
What is this, your church group's recipe book? Get out of here. I don't need to see Grandma Streusel.
There's no substance. What am I supposed to write a book report on?
Right?
I literally am going to write the sequel. That's what I'm going to do.
Accurate. Man, I know. I'm so glad as an adult book reports aren't a thing anymore. Because one, I can't read any. I mean, I can read,
You just totally lost your ability to read.
But you know what I'm saying, like sitting down and actually reading a book, it's a skill I think I might have lost.
Yeah, I think social media and internet really shit all over us on that. I've heard a lot of people on various podcasts that I listen to talk about retraining themselves to be able to read books again, because
plow through books.
Me too, man. I used to have 2-3 books going at the same time where I'd jump around.
I kind of feel like I need to get back into that, but I don't know how to do it. Like, I don't know if I need to be like, all right, instead of getting up and playing Hitman 2 for a couple hours, you're going to kick up your tootsies and you're going to fucking read this book. And your phone is going to be nowhere near you.
That is seriously what it is. And that's what these people have talked about, is that you have to break that addiction of our brains to what is it? The average American picks up their phone, they say, once every 10 minutes, which I feel is a gross overestimate.
Yeah, I was like 10, probably once every 3 minutes.
Yeah. It's and more, and
Some
a lot of it
don't let go of it.
Right. And a lot of people, it's based on who they're out with and how often they pick up their phone.
Oh, I'm not going to lie. If I'm out with somebody and they're just on their phone, I'm like, well, I'm not going to just stare at you.
Yeah.
So I guess I'll see what's going on my phone. You know?
Right.
Although I have done I'm just going to stare at you gimmick before.
That's fair. I do think that's what it is, though, is that you just have to retrain yourself by, like you said, eliminating distraction / stimuli from other sources, mostly the phone, and just, like you say, kick up with your tootsies and a cup of coffee or something like that, and just really dive in, even if you're just like, all right, I'm going to read for 20 minutes.
I mean, I really, it's something I want to get back into it. But I find myself listening to audiobooks now, which is, but it's not the same, because I'll be listening to an audiobook and playing a fucking game at the same time on break at work.
Exactly. I also I don't retain audiobooks as well as, not that I retain reading as much as I used to, but I don't retain audiobooks anymore that much. It's like
information I keep. That's about it.
Yeah. Right. And I think it's just really, I don't know.
I'm sitting there talking about it, and I read that, I listened to that, I can't remember the name of the book. The same book Leah was listening to for school. I was like going to do it with her.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
I can't remember what it was called anymore.
It's a Michael Pollan book.
Yeah, it's a Michael Pollan book. And I remember listening to it and being like, whoa, that's so interesting. Do you think I can remember what that is now?
You can't even remember
the book. Exactly. Let alone that one fact that I told multiple people about because I thought it was so cool.
Yeah. I hear you. I mean, I'm so happy for people who will post like, oh, that's like my 15th book this month or whatever, and I'm like,
golden books don't count. Get out of here. 3 Little Pigs, my ass.
Like, listen, I used to read those kind of books to get all the book it prizes too. Yeah. But hey, we're adults. We don't get book it prizes. You want to feel fancy
as fuck. Those golden books and then them gold foil spines. Oh shit, son.
Oh yeah.
Look at this bling.
Way too fancy for little kids to be tearing in half.
Know, right? Actually, what was fancier was when the pages were like had that gold edging. So when you looked at the side of the book, you're like, oh, what is this, a brick of gold? This is rich in knowledge, guys.
Yeah. Oh man. I mean, you're not wrong. It is. Yeah.
Yep. Yeah. No, it's like I don't know if I could. I don't know if I can even do a book.
The last book
as a challenge for our podcast.
No, we shouldn't. We tried to do a book club, and nobody.
We did try to do a book club. Well, we should have picked like nudie mags.
Yeah, just something very picture heavy.
For sure. Like, all right, here's for the latest Salty Language book club. We're gonna do the November Penthouse, guys. Yeah, I mean, I don't think we could pick any. Oh, I think I lost Brian. God damn it! Internet, damn you! Hello.
No,
computer.
it's there. It's just bad. Yeah.
Of course.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't it be?
We're
that?
still good.
Oh,
It's just
of course.
poor
Why
connection.
wouldn't
Yeah.
So yeah, that was a problem with our.
Yeah.
We picked the wrong content for book club.
Well, the funny part is we didn't pick like a super long book, a super hard book. I mean, we picked Fight Club.
Yeah, we should have picked something like Dark Knight
Dick and Jane.
Returns.
Oh, I was thinking Dick and Jane Run Up a Hill.
Yeah.
You know, maybe we could have handled that.
Like if we did a graphic novel book club, maybe our listeners might be on board for that.
Yeah.
But when we're like, all right,
Well,
guys,
also-
let's read some Jane Austen. Like our dick and fart joke fans are going like no, what are you guys trying to do? Church this up a little bit? I'm like, yeah, actually,
Maybe.
we are.
Yeah. No, I was trying to think I think it's, what is it, like Everybody Lies or whatever is the last book I started.
Everybody hurts. Have to readjust your pictures on the fly here, Brian. The internet is fucking up our world.
Sit down. All right.
Clearly, you need an on-air sign outside your door.
Yeah.
That would be actually hilarious.
Yeah.
I would love that.
Totally do, though.
I know, right?
Yep.
I love the fact that every time like something goes afoul with the internet, all that stuff I bitch about that I have to fix, I have to fix again. It's amazing.
I like it.
But what's cool is I
Awesome.
just do it on the fly and people can just see what's up.
Yeah.
Hey,
Yeah,
you
that's
want to see me do some stuff on the fly, y'all? Salty Language Pod on the YouTubes. I actually need to start screwing around for a website a little bit because I want to see if, oh, Jesus, now your picture's fucking huge.
Love it.
Freak out, man.
All right.
Oh, man. What else you got there, Stuart? You got some more good stuff?
Did you watch the final episode of What If?
So that was the final episode.
Yeah, I thought there was one more, but nope, that was it.
Well,
So
I'm sad that that's it. But yes, I did watch it.
yeah, I'm sad too.
And it was terrific.
What did you think? I thought it was good, but you know what sucks is that since it's a half-hour format,
Yeah.
it's there was no loop of, sorry, spoilers, just in case I haven't watched it yet. There was only the beginning and end. Normally what you would do is here's the problem, we assemble the team, they try and fail, then they come up with a solution and then they win.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, for sure.
There was they just Avengers assemble. Oh, look, we air quote won.
Right.
Because they didn't actually win, but they dealt with the problem.
Right.
Which I thought was an interesting solution because that certainly sets it up to be a big problem down the road.
Oh, absolutely.
So it's like, okay, but yeah, I was kind of like, oh, okay,
Yeah. I mean, I think the episode, like the episode before the last, was way better than the last episode.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. But it was still good.
That's what
I was I honestly was hoping there'd be one more. But I guess I'm just going to be disappointed, guys.
That's really what I thought was going to happen was in this one. I thought they were going to suffer a crippling defeat, and then there'd be one more, which would be the triumph.
Right.
But they decided not to do it that way, which is fine. Like you said, it was still good. It's just, it felt really rushed because it's a half-hour format, so you can't, you can only go so deep.
Yeah, exactly. Also, if our listeners are, haven't watched it yet, there is a mid-credit sequence. So,
yes.
And if you don't just sit through the credits for anything Marvel anymore, what are you doing?
Yeah. Well, what I found out is, like, if you're watching on like Disney Plus, is if there's something like a scene, it doesn't automatically like go to the, like, for me, it kept trying to get me to go to Loki.
Yeah, it's like, hey, buddy, watched it, and you're like, no.
And you can select to stay on the credits, but it's like I noticed in this episode, it didn't automatically jump to that. It just stayed on
Maybe
credits
it's
and
learning and
everything.
evolving, and eventually it's going to eliminate us.
Yeah,
'Cause,
probably.
Skynet.
Yeah, but that's I like that because that would be nice. It's like, hey, if they're gonna put these post credit scenes, it'd be also nice if they just kind of tell you. But like you said, it's like if you're not sitting through, you pretty much know at what point it's done. Like you were talking a few weeks ago, once it starts getting into showing you the Danish voice actors, pretty much it's over.
Who the llama wrangler was.
Yeah, it's like they're not coming back for that after all the foreign voiceover talent.
Wouldn't it be great if they did?
So, yes, like it's at the very, very
it's just
end.
something like like, well, why are you still here? Like end of Ferris Bueller, why are you here? Go home.
Yeah, it's over. Yeah, that would be good. Especially because Marvel knows everybody sits through those credits now. Because they've had so many.
I mean, that was the thing when the Infinity Gauntlet storyline was going on. It's like, well, we're going to the theater to see a Marvel movie, and we're gonna be sitting through the credits.
Yeah. Yep. Well, I mean that went all the way back to what was it? Was it Iron Man or Captain America? I think.
I don't know.
There was one of them that had like Nick Fury at the end of it or whatever, or Captain America at the end of it. It was something. There was another character, and that was like the big. People were like, "Holy shit!" So, and it's been off and on since then. It's been in most other movies, but.
Let's see here. I got a list of post-credit scenes from the Marvel Wiki. I just want to know what the very first one was. No, I don't want your stupid ad. No, I don't want any of this. Get off my screen. No. Yeah, the first one was Iron Man.
Was it? Okay. I thought it was. I just couldn't remember.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah. So, I mean, that was... I'm trying to think. Was Iron Man the first?
That was the first one.
Okay. Yeah, that's what I thought.
So they already had all this... God damn you, Marvel. You're the best. Excellent work, Marvel. Excellent work.
I know that's why you can't, like, originally, like when they announced some of the other side movies that I'm kind of, you're like, I'll see them eventually, and it's like, you kind of have to see them because there's things going on in there that affect the other movies.
Right.
It's not like crossovers in comics and those, when they have a big event and then there's always like the side books and you read them and you're like, oh, this really has nothing to do with the major story. This takes place in that time, but really doesn't advance the story much.
Right. Right.
These are much different. Just like I saw Kevin, what's his name? Feige or Feige or however. No, not Kevin Meaney. The guy who's running the Marvel movies. He mentioned that Eternals is much more important than anyone realizes.
Really?
So I'm like, okay.
What the fuck does he know, Brian? Am I right?
I mean, he's seen the scripts and plans for the future. So
you don't know shit. He's just an executive. He's just a yes man.
He's kind of the watcher.
Nah, he's a yes man. I'm telling you.
Yeah. So yeah. Unfortunately, we're at a point where we gotta wait till next month for anything to.
Well, I mean, I do believe Black Widow's on Disney Plus.
Oh yeah, I haven't watched it yet, but you're right.
I haven't watched it yet either. So,
right. And at some point, Shang-Chi should be too.
Right.
I don't know what the plan for that is, but that'll be in there too. And that's just my plan with the movies like that. Now I'm just gonna wait until they're in Disney Plus.
It only takes like a month or two.
Yeah. So until that changes, if that changes. I can't imagine it will because, the intent with Disney Plus is it's supposed to be like the hub for all the stuff. So,
I like that.
Yeah, me too.
With modern technology, what if I don't want to go to a movie theater?
Well, like Disney was always known for, like how they put movies in the vault.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah.
So it's like people were kind of, and I'm like, yeah, but with the Marvel stuff, they shouldn't. If they want to with their other stuff, I get it.
I always felt the Disney Vault just was like, it was just making its own market or aftermarket rather.
Sure. Yeah.
It's like
because each time they'd take them, Snow White back from the vault, and it's in the new
newly formatted in 4K.
Yeah, with 7 different or 8 different covers or 9 different covers, whatever.
Yeah, because you got to have every cover have a fucking dwarf, and then what's her face, and then the prince, and the evil queen with a lenticular where she changes into the witch or something. Which actually be pretty cool.
One that just has the apple on it.
Exactly. One just has the apple. One.
That's how much of a money grab it is.
One is just like Dopey's big dick.
Yeah, that's the chase one.
Yeah, exactly. That's hard to find.
Yeah, as it should be.
Yeah, exactly. Because of any of the dwarves, he's the one with big dick energy.
Right. Not available in most stores because
we all know why
they just refuse.
We all know why Grumpy's grumpy.
Right. Short date.
Yep, exactly. Micro.
Or hemorrhoids. Yeah.
Or what do you say? Or hemorrhoids?
Yeah. Just awful hemorrhoids.
That's her cousin Bleedy. He's not welcome.
Yeah, somehow he didn't make the cut.
Yeah, he didn't make the cut.
Yeah, they make him go live off in the woods somewhere.
Yeah, I do feel like this could be a QoftheW. What's a lesser known 7 dwarf? Such as Bleedy or Drunky. Or Herpy.
Yeah. Herpy. Oh boy. That poor guy.
Yeah, it comes around every couple months.
Yeah. Yep. But boy, when he does, he's there.
Oh boy, do you.
Yikes.
Those fucking dwarves.
I finished watching Star Wars Visions.
Oh, I've watched like 3 episodes now.
Okay.
Yeah. The last one I watched was the twins born of the dark side. Yeah. It was like this over the top anime action. And that was kind of fun.
Dude, that first episode was awesome.
It was great. Yeah, I
How
love
great
the style.
And the lightsaber that's like an umbrella.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
And I kind of enjoyed the Rock Band one a little bit.
That's what I mean. Is it's like none of them are bad, but there's definitely ones I enjoy way more than other ones. So there's a few others later that are really good.
I wasn't sure what I was going to feel about that third one, but then when it was like Dragon Ball Z level fighting,
yeah,
I mean, no like spoilers, but if you've ever wanted to see a Star Destroyer get cut in half with a lightsaber. Yeah, I was like, that was cool,
Oh, it was very over the top anime
it was
for
so
sure.
over the top.
Yeah. That's why I said there's a few of the episodes that are really, really good, and there's some that are a little more like cartoony, like they're all like I see what they were trying to do. They were trying to make a nice blend of kids element to where kids will enjoy them, but also people like us are going to enjoy some of those. Like the idea of the samurai one was just right up my alley. As soon as I finished watching that, I'm like, I'd watch so many more episodes of that. Like that was, I really dug how they really brought in that element of the Jedi being, kind of along the lines of samurai and whatever. I thought that was really cool. Since, I mean, again, given the inspiration George Lucas had.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Or if you want to air quote inspiration, however you want to look at that.
Yeah, I thought that was a cool episode. I really dug the art style. Like it was like watching a manga come to life.
Yes. Yeah. That's why I really enjoyed it. Was it very much felt like the Lone Wolf and Cub, even though it didn't have the
his little droid buddy.
Yeah. So I mean, I guess you could kind of look at it that way, but yeah. So, but it was very much the traveling warrior trope, but I ain't mad at it for sure.
Cool.
It was really good. Yeah.
Yeah. I enjoy.
So I said one of them I won't say any more about, but it's like a robot or a droid, like boy that wants to be a Jedi. That one's kind of cool too.
All right. Fair enough.
Other thing I really dug was I was expecting there to be major characters, and there really wasn't, except I think the band episode.
Oh yeah, because he had Boba Fett and Jabba the Hutt.
Yeah, other than that, I don't remember there being any real, like, like Luke doesn't show up and there's no Vader that I can think of, But I actually dig that. It was actually kind of a cool thing because I actually feel like they could really be onto something on a regular show to where it's just an anthology Star Wars.
Oh yeah, I mean, if this
You know?
takes off, which I'm sure it will, I
Yeah.
could see them doing another season.
Oh, I hope so. It was so good. I mean, that's what I'm saying. Is like, even if it wasn't like in Japanese animation style, if it was just done in some other animation style, but every episode is just a different group of fighters or whatever, to where you just get a little, here's one battle or one tough scenario from both sides of things.
Right.
Like, I liked how this didn't, like, this series doesn't just give you like all pro Jedi stuff.
Right.
Like that one with the two born of the dark side. I mean, there's no Jedi in that episode.
Right, exactly. All Sith, baby.
Yeah, so I thought that was pretty cool that they were like, hey, let's also do this other stuff, because things happen on the other side of, there's stories to be told there.
Visions even.
Yeah. Nice. Nice. But yeah, overall good series though. So I mean, I'm sure you were going to watch it anyway, but definitely.
I mean, I'm a Star Wars nerd. I admit it.
And they're fast watches because they're all like under 15 minutes. I think
that was my favorite thing. I'm like,
yeah.
Oh yeah, Visions. Let me pop it up, and I saw the first episode was like 14 minutes long. I was like, oh, but fucking perfect, bro.
Most of them don't feel rushed though. Like, they feel like they tell a complete story in 15 minutes.
It reminds me of do you remember the Animatrix?
Yes.
And it was just a bunch of different anime, people inspired by the Matrix, and they made their own little things. And it reminds me a lot of.
Yeah, agreed.
I wonder if that's streaming anywhere.
I don't know. I have it right back there on a shelf though.
That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool.
It's not, well, except that it's not mine.
Oh.
I borrowed it from somebody, and it never made its way back to them because I haven't seen them since.
Well, that's interesting.
If I see them, I will certainly be like, here.
It's like Animatrix apparently came out in 2003.
Yeah.
Which is crazy.
Yeah, it's a long time ago. Yep.
Especially because, Matrix movie around the corner again.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a good watch if people can find it. It was an entertaining a group of shorts.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I kind of like. I got the trailer pulled up right now. If anyone's of course wants to watch YouTube, subscribe. But I got the trailer up, and I'm just wondering if it holds up.
Yeah, that'd be an interesting thing. I think it'll hold up as long as you feel the Matrix holds up.
Right, and I mean.
I haven't watched any of them in a long time, so I have no opinion on that. But
it's like the last time I watched The Matrix was with Logan, and he was in his teens. I know that because I was just kind of like, "Come here, son. Let me show you this movie that I think you're gonna like." And I think thought it was just kind of like, which I was like, man, I'm gonna have to disown him now.
Yeah.
But I think that's the thing all people go through when they want to share something that they truly do enjoy.
Right. Well, it also probably doesn't seem as fantastical to somebody of that generation.
Oh yeah, exactly.
Because they already are kind of plugged in a lot of ways, in ways that our generation wasn't for till we were adults.
Yeah.
I mean, we have video games, but we didn't have the internet really until probably post high school is when it really became more common.
Yeah, for sure.
Like, I don't think I had the internet at home until after it wasn't until college that I got it, I think.
And now these kids these days just watch videos of frickin' rubber chickens making Bruce Springsteen covers.
Yeah, exactly. Listen, we would have watched that. If
Oh,
we were,
well, absolutely. If that was a TV show, I would have watched it.
I mean, we used to sit up late and watch, a chimp spy.
Yeah, I
So,
was about to say, we used to watch Lancelot Link, Secret Chimp.
hey, and
I loved it.
I still remember when I had my Blockbuster account that was like Netflix, and
God,
they
did that.
They had the complete series of Lancelot Link, so I got it and watched all of it.
I mean, as you should.
Yeah. Well, as soon as I saw it, because I'm just combing through stuff, and I'm like, oh my God, they have the whole run of this.
Like, obviously, I need to watch the entire run of Lancelot Link, Secret Chimp.
For sure. Must see. Yeah. Yep.
Wow.
So,
kind of
did you see? Well, obviously, I mean, it's a chimp that was a spy. I feel like they should get a chimp to, just replace Bond with a chimp.
I mean, I agree.
That's the move going forward.
Getting out of a sick-ass Aston Martin.
Yep. Just play it completely the same.
Yeah.
Like, you just have the chimp, you get a good actor or an actor with a great voice to be the voice talent, and you just have the rest of the movie play out exactly how it normally would, but you just have a chimp in the role instead.
With peanut butter smeared on its gums.
Right, and you never call attention to it. Everyone treats him as though it's a legitimate spy.
Oh, yeah.
It'd be no different than if it was Daniel Craig out there.
I think this is a great idea. I love it.
Yep.
You listen in Hollywood, we know you are.
The ladies love him. The villains all hate him.
Exactly, right?
Yeah. Man. So did you see, today is like National Coming Out Day.
Right.
And such. Did you see that DC has like their new Superman, which is Clark Kent's son, John,
okay,
has come out as bisexual?
No, I did not see that.
Yeah.
Oh, boy. I bet you people are like outraged because...
Oh, man.
Because they are.
Yeah, I think this is definitely going to be one of those situations where you're going to have a bunch of... I saw some tweets earlier that I loved where it's like, this is going to make people who've probably never bought a comic book in their whole life, outraged and whatever. And I was like, yeah, exactly. And, I've already seen a couple of posts to where, they need to quit messing with me. And it's like, well, first of all, this isn't Clark. This is his son.
Right.
Second of all, I saw someone tweet today that I thought was great, was you do realize that Clark is from another planet. He came to Earth and mated with a human to make this. So you have an interdimensional relationship, but the fact that their son could be bi is too much for you.
Yeah, exactly. How dare does half human, half alien be into dudes as well?
Right.
How dare.
It's like you're lucky he's not into like random aliens and stuff, Right. I mean, he might be, who knows? We'll see.
I mean,
I can't understand why people like. I was listening to The Indicator last night, which is I don't know if you've heard of the podcast called Planet Money from
I've heard
NPR.
the podcast, but yeah.
Well, Indicator is like a snippet where they take like one number or something and they do like a 10-minute podcast just on that topic, and that's it.
Okay, fair enough. Sounds like a sick ass DJ name too.
Yeah, The Indicator.
The Indicator.
It does. Or it sounds like some frightening like gang kind of name or something.
The fucking Indicators. You're on our turf.
Well, he just points at you, and that means you're next, basically.
Yeah, fair enough.
Shit. Yeah, that's it. Instead of giving you the kiss of death or whatever, he just walks up and just points at you. Fuck. You've been indicated. So they had an episode where they talked about Bond, actually, and what's going to be next, because Amazon bought MGM, so technically Bond is going to come under the Amazon umbrella. And now the family who's been controlling Bond and the narrative will continue to have that power.
Right.
But they're talking about, given the world we live in now, it's like you want to keep Bond from just being
crusty.
You don't
English
want
white guy.
Yeah, you don't want Bond to be the guy he was, forever ago, where he was just a womanizer and blah blah blah. Like you want the women characters in the show to have more substance and all that. And they talked about how the audience has grown because the women have gotten better over the years because now they're, funny, they're kick-ass, they're, obviously hot,
Right.
all that kind of stuff. And then the woman made a comment about Marvel, because if you look at Marvel and all the different things in their universes, the cinematic universe, it's like they've got quite a bit of diversity to where you can kind of, a lot of different groups or kids especially can look and go, hey, they look like me,
Right.
type of a thing. And, the old, if you see it, you can be it kind of thing. And I feel like it's like, I don't understand why people are getting so mad about this and for these years in comics that it's the same thing. It's just inclusion.
But there's, I'm never buying a Superman comic ever again.
Oh, I'm sure there's tons of that on the internet right now.
Exactly.
And it's like, that's
I'm gonna
fine.
go beat my dick to Lady Death.
Yeah, exactly. Well, and that's the thing is like that. What the hope is that you're going to lose those dinosaurs, but you're going to gain a whole group. Because do you remember back forever ago when we worked at the comic shop? Yeah, I mean, we're going back to high school, so that's a long ass time ago.
Fair enough.
But do you remember there was a lesbian couple that used to come in and buy comics, and do you remember like basically they just bought like Wonder Woman, and there was only like one or two other books they bought, and the reason none of the characters were things they could identify with,
right?
Because none of the characters fit anything that felt like them.
Yeah,
that sucks because comic books are awesome.
I agree.
And even though, yeah, there's superheroes and all this fantastical stuff, it's like there's a lot of, reflecting real life in those books. And it's like
independent comics come in, my guys.
Yes, you're totally right. Because there were a lot of comics that did, deal with same-sex couples and all, various air quote alternative lifestyles, whatever you wanted to call them at the time.
Alternative to putting on tights and beating up people for vengeance.
In your underpants, yeah.
Exactly. You ever head kick somebody with a dick bulge?
Who hasn't?
Who hasn't?
Wait, do they have the dick bulge or do I?
Either way.
Okay. Both of us probably, yes. Yeah. I mean, it's pretty arousing to head kick someone. I mean, what are you going to do?
What are you going to do?
But yeah, I'm glad to see that people who aren't, straight white men actually are finding voices and characters to identify with in comics. Because like the reason I originally identified with Spider-Man was I identified with Spider-Man, not the getting bit by a radioactive spider and having superpowers, but being the like nerdy outcast character.
Yeah, for sure.
That's what drew me to him. Having a fear of bats is what drew me to Batman. No. And wearing my underpants and kicking evil.
Head kicking.
Yeah, head kicking at night.
I am the terror that flaps in the night.
No, that's Darkwing Duck.
I mean, it goes both ways.
Yeah, you're right. It could be either of them. Yeah. Like, that's my line.
No, I mean, like I said, I'm not mad at it. I think it's great because I'm with you. Comics are awesome, and everyone should be able to find a comic they like and can associate with. And it's cool that one of the big companies is doing it. Granted, they're doing it with I don't even know Superman had a son who's obviously got powers.
Yeah.
I had no idea, but I mean, it'd be kind of interesting if they, took an already existing character and was like, you know what? I kind of like Dong too, or whatever.
Well, and Marvel's done that with like Iceman, that they've deemed as, I don't remember if it's gay or what he identifies as, but it's like they've done it with a few characters, and I think DC's done it with a couple too. It's just taken too damn long, but it's really, it's very similar to like sports or like pro wrestling in that, because it's been so heavily dominated by the male demographic.
Yeah.
Progress has been very slow,
I mean, you'll have that, unfortunately.
Yeah, you know,
I love
I'm
being
glad
a
to see.
dude, but boy, are my fellow dudes sometimes stupid.
Right,
Yeah.
exactly. Well, especially when it comes to this. My feeling on a lot of this is it's like, okay, cool. If you don't like this, don't buy it.
Right.
Keep buying Batman or buy other books that are out there. You know, there's plenty of other shit out there to read. If there's one you don't like, then fine, don't buy it. And here's the thing, if enough people don't buy it, then the book will get canceled and you win, I guess, you
Right.
know. But also I like the fact that, like I said, you know, maybe somebody who's bi, maybe a kid who's confused in their situation and feeling as though they may be bi or whatever, you know, maybe they identify with this character and it gives them something so they don't feel alone.
Right. For sure.
You know, I'm all for it. So yeah, whatever. And it isn't about the, like, you know, like being woke or any of that bullshit. It's just seriously, just straight up, like, why not? You know, like, you know, like it's just how it is. You know, if you walk outside, it's not all just straight white men.
No.
You know,
Shocking. I know.
yeah, it's pretty
Yeah.
crazy. Yeah.
It's crazy, guys. It's crazy out there.
Yep.
If you actually leave your house and walk around other people's neighborhoods,
Yeah.
shit's
yeah.
wild.
Right. Do you have anything?
Not really. I'll be honest.
All right, because I got one more thing, but I'm waiting for it to load here.
Of
Damn
course
it!
it is. Well, I mean, we were just talking about dudes and how ignorance is running rampant.
Mm.
I mean, I found out some. I learned something new about female physiology today, Brian.
Oh my, this sounds terrifying.
Yeah, so I'm waiting to clock out at the end of the day, and a guy I work with goes, we work with a lot of very interesting people here. And I went, yeah, because I know he's being sarcastic, because that's all this guy lives by the code of sarcasm.
Okay.
And I'm like, you are correct. I'm like, but what you got? And he's like, well, it's like, I just learned, he's like, I'm 52 years old and I just learned something about women today. And I went, oh yeah? He's like, yeah, a guy I work with back there, he's telling me that, like when a woman, because he's against abortions and stuff, that when a woman is being like assaulted or raped, that the fear makes her vagina produce an acid that kills sperm. So if there are no babies that they don't want.
Oh my God.
Yeah. And unfortunately, I picked out exactly who the guy was, because this guy's a right-wing religious psycho.
Not that I want any women assaulted, but I mean, that'd be awesome if that is what happened.
Yeah.
Like if they were under trauma and it would terminate anything like at that point, that'd be a great defense mechanism, but it's so not true.
But what's insane is this guy is a full-grown, not the guy I was talking to, the guy that thinks this is a full-grown human, and he has like children and stuff, and that's what he thinks, and he's always on his phone. I guarantee it's a Facebook thing.
Oh, for sure.
It's just like
that kind of person's not a Twitter user, not mostly.
Yeah, I just my brain, Brian. I have a hard time believing that people like exist like that out there.
It always blows my mind. It was like, as the day we're recording this is, always been known as Columbus Day. It's now also Indigenous Peoples Day, which is a step in the right direction, but also you can't have both.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's like you can't celebrate Indigenous people and celebrate a guy who was just a monster.
Yeah.
That's just not. No, that's Anyway, I've seen so many fucking white guys on Twitter today. Well, Columbus was a monster and all. It's like it's like one of those days where it's like one thing that white guys need to learn right now is shut the fuck up sometimes and just listen. Just read the room. Nobody. It's like, dude, white men have been ramming history down people's throat for a long time. Yes. Let's let the indigenous people talk and just shut the fuck up and listen.
Yeah.
Like It was like during the Me Too movement when women were sharing all sorts of stuff on Twitter and whatever, and so many guys were chiming in, and I'm like, just stop trying to white knight. Just shut the fuck up.
Just let her talk.
If you have to say anything, say I'm so sorry you went through that or
sucks.
something. Yeah, but don't try to make it better. Don't try to save her. Don't.
All lives matter.
Yeah,
well, but that's not the point.
Right. It's like
you're right, but no, you're not.
Yeah. It's like I said, it's like just shut the fuck up and learn. Because we haven't been told the truth for most of our lives. Everything's been painted by the air quote victors.
Yes.
And
which is why anytime I win at Mario Kart, it was such a gracious victory.
Sure. Yeah. Anyway.
No, I hear you, bro.
God. Oy.
It's funny. We just when we were eating dinner, we were watching Last Week Tonight, and there's I don't remember the guy's name, which is fine by me. There's some guy from Fox News, and they were just playing a extended clip of how many times he talked about how much he loves Christopher Columbus. And how it was like the equivalent of going to the moon and shit.
God. Well, did you see there's a congressman or a representative from Ohio that tweeted today that Christopher Columbus is an American hero. Well, first of all, Christopher Columbus is Italian.
Yes. G.I. Joe's the American hero, by the way.
Yeah. Second of all, hero? Come on, man. The motherfucker got lost. Didn't end up where he thought he did, misidentified a bunch of things, committed a bunch of atrocities, and ended up being returned to his country in shackles. Not exactly what I would call a hero.
What are you talking about? This shit and a hero was there.
It's seriously, man. It's and you can't say go read a history book because, a lot of the history books
right here. He's amazing.
Yeah, exactly.
He traded spices.
Most school history books were written during his time, during Columbus's time. So you can't even trust most of those. It's oh yeah, much like during the Black Lives Matter movement. And there were a lot of people hey, white people, go read these books to maybe better understand things. I feel like there needs to be, and I'm sure there is, a list of indigenous peoples written books and such for us to go read, and again to shut the fuck up and
but
go
Brian,
learn.
That means
something.
I have to try to shut everything down and read. We already established that's not going to happen.
I know. Well, maybe you can have it read to you by a famous actor or something.
That'd be fun.
I'm sure it'll be the
person?
whitest. Yeah, sure. Why not?
I like it.
Yeah. Anyways, let's move on from that.
Yeah,
but jeez.
I just.
Yeesh.
Yes, I've had something else, and I had that little bit of evil lurking. I figured I might as well get it out.
All right, so here's something just, I saw last week that I wanted to mention. So Screen Crush ranked movie candies from worst to first.
Oh.
So I figured maybe we could run through. There's 27 on here, so I don't know. Do we do it all, or
I mean,
because we can
what are we looking at time wise here, bro?
I mean, we're a little long, but we could probably get through this.
All right. I'm trying really hard not to look at this list. But I have it pulled up for the video.
Okay.
So I'm gonna slowly scroll. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. 27 is snow caps.
Fuck
which
you.
I can agree with those. I don't like those things.
It shouldn't even be on the list.
Well, no, this is worst. We're going to best.
Yeah, no, it shouldn't even be there.
Oh, I see. Because much like the episode of
what is a nonpareil?
Oh God, I can't remember. What's that? The show with Sal Volcano and
Taste Buds.
Taste Buds. Thank you. When they did the episode of Snow Caps versus, I forgot what it was.
Anything? What is it? I don't know what a nonpareil is. I got to find this up.
Yeah, I don't know what a
nonpareil is. Semi-sweet chocolate nonpareils. Yeah. Having no match. Yeah, because it's trash.
Have you ever been with a person or seen a person buy snow caps at the movies?
No, because as soon as if you gave me the inkling, Brian, that you're like, you know what, I kind of digging some snow caps, I'll be like, bro, I'll
I'm
love
so
you
buying snow
forever,
caps.
but we can never hang out again.
I'm so buying snow caps next time. In 150 years when we go to a
Do
theater.
you like chocolate chips with weird mint candies on them?
Who doesn't?
I mean, I remember when I was like growing up and, we didn't have a ton of money and stuff. And like, I would just eat chocolate chips because that was a delicious snack.
Dude, I still do.
Yeah, they're fucking
or
great.
if we have like peanuts, I'll grab a few chocolate chips and a small handful of peanuts.
Now,
And,
picture it covered in like 45 little whiteheads.
that is really what it is. Yeah.
Get out of here for snow caps.
All right. So number 26, I think, it makes some people
25%
angry.
less fat, though. Fuck you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna have 25% less fat because I'm not eating them. What? Sorry.
That's right. 26 is red vines.
Oh, no. See, this should be higher.
And this is a tough one because, most people are team red vines or they're team Twizzlers. I'm team Twizzlers. So, but I ain't mad at red vines. I'd still eat them.
Here's my thing. I love a Twizzler because my mom loves Twizzlers. So they're always in the house.
Right.
Like, she'd always buy that big, like, stupid 5-pound bag.
For sure.
And it'd get all, like,
Yep.
like hard and stale, but I'd still eat it.
That's the only reason I don't buy those big bags now. So I buy the smaller but still big bag so that I can, keep them softer.
But here's the deal. Red vines are always soft.
Yep.
And that's why I like a red vine, my guy.
Yeah, that's why I said I ain't mad at red vines. I just prefer Twizzlers, but I'm not. If you were like, hey, I have red vines, I'm not going to like smack you across the face like if you said I have snow caps.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Like if I'm ranking my red licorice, because I know some people are like, oh, it's not licorice unless it's black. Get your black licorice out of here.
Gross.
I only like that flavor in Jägermeister, and that's because I'm fucking myself up.
Yeah, that's fair.
So, but it's like Australian licorice, red vine Twizzler, and then like name brand like Dave's Red Licorice Company.
Red Dave's chewing licorice or whatever it is. Yeah.
I am a red vine fan. And fuck you, snow caps. Red vines are always fat free.
Well, also the real question here is like, man, if this is 26, like to me, there's such a leap between snow caps and red vines.
Oh my goodness.
That's like saying here's legitimate food and here's what I scraped off my shoe.
Yes, it's like saying, would you rather be stabbed or hugged?
Right, stabbed obviously. And we're at the bottom of the list, man. This is interesting, which means I'm sure they have Twizzlers higher then because they must be team Twizzlers. Which whatever, I'm
sure they are, but it's okay.
Dude, number 25, Mike and Ike's. Dude, I love Mike and Ike's.
I am. Yeah. What are those Mike and Ike's that suck though? Good and plenty's. Fuck you.
Yeah. Dude, I still buy Mike and Ike's. That's how much I like them. I buy them at Kroger all the time because they have like basically the movie size boxes for $1.
Right.
Or $2, whatever it is. So I grab them quite a bit. I love them.
Yeah, I am a Mike and Ike. I haven't had a Mike and Ike in a while. I really am digging the like old school, like almost like old school, like pinball freaking score display font they got going on here on the box. It's like original fruits. I feel like I just scored like 1,000,000 points.
You did by buying a box of Mike and Ike's.
Man.
Delicious.
Oh, I do. See, now, I might have to get some Mike and Ike's. That shit sounds good.
So the big knock that they gave it, which is a valid knock, much like you said about Twizzlers, which is Mike and Ike's are great when they're fresh.
Yeah, that's true.
If they're kind of old, they do kind of suck.
Like busted teeth?
Yeah, I can get on board with that. Like any gummy / licorice candy, when they start getting harder, they're generally not as good.
Right.
Number 24, Milk Duds.
I have a love-hate with Milk Duds.
I'll take Mike and Ike's all day over Milk Duds.
Here's my deal.
Duds, but I don't love them.
This Milk Dud box that's on this article, this king-size situation, that's too much Milk Dud.
There's no way you're escaping with all your fillings if you eat that box.
3 ounces, 85 grams of Milk Dud is too much Milk Dud. But if you want to give me one of them little boxes for Halloween, it's got like 3 little like rabbit turds in it.
That's the perfect.
Yeah, that's like line up a shot of that, and like give me a Milk Dud shot and a Mike and Ike chaser, bro.
What's funny is if you give me that same size box of Mike and Ike's, I'm gonna be furious because I'm like, where the hell's the rest of the Mike and Ike's?
This is bullshit.
Yeah, but with Milk Duds, you're right. It's like this is the perfect serving size. 3 of these things, because other than that, I have to schedule a dental appointment the next day.
Like, I'm seriously like, Milk Duds is like the Jägermeister of candy. You need a shot. You don't need a glass.
Yeah, that's accurate. You're right. You don't ever go anywhere and see somebody asking for 3 fingers of Jaeger.
Yeah, like I need a pint of Jaeger.
Yeah.
They'll throw you out. They'll probably have you arrested.
Oh, God, that just sounds terrible.
Does sound
All right,
terrible.
number 23, Juji fruits.
Oh, boy. I actually forgot these existed.
Me too, which I think says something about them. I couldn't tell you the last time I even had Juji fruits,
I used to really enjoy them at trick-or-treating time.
except for the black one.
Yeah.
Or is that grape? I can't
It's
remember.
probably like blackberry, something stupid.
Yeah.
I mean, I could find out. What's Juji? Wow, I can't type.
But again, you know, my knock on them would be that since they're a kind of gummy, chewy candy, that if they're not fresh, they're going to be trash.
Yes, I mean, you are 100% right there.
Because I don't like candy like that if you can't, like if it's just impossible to eat, you know.
What is a Juji? I can't. Well, you think you'd be okay? Here you go. No.
What is a Juji fruit? The answer just comes up. None your business.
Yeah, it's basically like I'm just trying to find out what the damn flavors are.
Oh.
But whatever. Yeah, I mean, I'm not mad at Juji fruit. I'll be honest.
All right, but if I told you Juji fruit or Mike and Ike, are you still good with
that's
Juji
a
fruit?
battle.
Because I'm going to take Mike and Ike's over those. Like I said, I really like Mike and Ike's, though. I'm full on admitting I'm biased.
I mean, I am a Juji fruit fan. I'd have to have it like a side by side.
That's
You know
fair.
what I'm saying?
All right. Okay, so the next one, which I think both of us are going to be like,
fruits,
what?
just one more thing on Juji fruits. The
right.
shapes are way more fun than a Mike and Ike.
Okay.
Mike
right.
and Ike is one
Mike
of those things
and
that when you're a kid, you're like, oh, I'm fucking taking pills.
Yeah, I feel like I'm playing Dr.
I'm
Mario.
like Aunt Sheila taking pills. Oh, Dr.
All right, 22 Whoppers.
Oh, shit, son. This needs to be way higher on my list. I love a Whopper.
Yeah.
Once again,
Whoppers
that's a
are one of my
childhood thing for me because my mom loves Whoppers. We would always have like, you know that like cardboard milk carton, but it was full of Whoppers. We always had that in our house. But
I love Whoppers.
the reason Whoppers should be low on the list is every once in a while you get that one Whopper that, like, if it was a Spartan war camp, that would have been thrown off the cliff.
You're not wrong, because it like has no middle in
Yeah,
it.
and it not only does it not have a middle, it tastes like trash.
Yeah, it's like all
Like
weird.
it's missing its soul.
Yeah, it really, that's what it is. Yeah.
And
yeah.
you have that one, and I'm like, and as soon as I have that one Whopper, I'm like, I gotta stop Whoppers for a while. It fucks me up.
See,
that
I don't.
much.
I pretty much pour the whole carton in my face in one sitting, so it's just, just deal with it. It's kind of like popcorn, you're like, oh, here's a kernel, and you toss it out, it's just,
fair enough.
you just keep smashing it.
Oh no, that one bad Whopper, it ruins the whole experience for me.
All right,
Yeah.
fair enough.
But I will crush Whoppers.
All right, number 21, gummy bears.
All right, overrated.
I like gummy bears, but I've never gotten gummy bears at a movie theater.
Here's my thing of gummy bears, especially the ones they're showing these Haribo's.
Yeah.
I mean, they just taste like hard gelatin to me. There's not a real big fruit flavor there.
Yeah.
Although if you want to have some good times, you get those sugar-free Haribo's. If you want to shit your pants.
No, I don't think those exist anymore. I think they got rid of them.
You want to go on the black market and shit your pants?
Because I think like Sal and Joey DeRosa were looking for them.
Oh, that's right. They were.
Yeah. And they couldn't find any because they got pulled off the market. Because not those, but I definitely know somebody who got a bag of sugar-free like Jelly Bellies and had the exact same.
Those sugar alcohols, they will
Yeah.
fuck up your world. I've been a victim myself. It is
Yeah.
not a good time.
Right. Yeah, it was not a good time for the person I know of too. That's funny. Their knock on them is concessions come in giant bags, which is great for some snacks and bad for others. Gummy bears are great in small portions, but have you ever eaten an entire bag of them? It's just too much gummy bear, which I agree with. Like, this would be one, like, if you were going to share a snack at the thing, this would be maybe fine.
Yeah.
But I ain't trying to share whatever I get at the movie theater. I'm gonna eat pretty much whatever I order.
Plus, I'm gonna be honest. If I go to the candy aisle and I look at the Haribo section, I'm like more eyeballing like peach rings and cherries and stuff like that.
That's fair. That's fair.
The gummy bears, I'm like, nah, yeah, whatever.
Yeah.
Old
All right.
hat.
The next one's a little newer to the game. Is cookie dough bites.
See, I don't know about these ones because I love me some cookie dough, but I've had these exact brand of cookies. That's why we used to have a family video. Every once in a while, I indulge, Brian.
Yeah, me too.
And I don't think they're that great.
Yeah, they were okay, but they certainly weren't as good as actual like cookie dough. You know,
you could go to a store and probably pay the same amount for a tube of Pillsbury cookie dough.
Yeah, or like just get some cookie dough ice cream.
Or get some cookie dough ice cream. I'm just saying, if you want to be a real sad sack, a real piece of shit, you want to deep throat a cookie tube.
Right, and who doesn't?
Who doesn't?
Yeah. Right.
I mean, fuck, Kroger sells little tiny tubs of cookie dough balls now. You can just snack on.
Yeah. Yep.
So, I mean...
I'm with you on this, and I would probably move this way down the list, actually.
These should be right above snow caps. That's how low these should be.
There's no way I'm taking these over Whoppers.
No. God, no.
Even with the weird cousin Whopper that you get every once in a while. No. So, all right. The next one is Welch's Fruit Snacks, which I didn't even know they sold. I don't know that I've seen these at the movie theater, but
That's
I
a
also have
a bag of fruit snacks, bro. Damn.
Yeah, it's a good sized bag. Now I will say this: these I could probably crush a whole bag of.
Oh, absolutely. I've always been a fan of the Welch's Fruit Snacks.
Me too. I really like these, but not at the movie theater. It's just not going to be my move there.
No,
you know,
I'm not a.
I'll smash them at home though. I'll tell you that.
Like, I'm not a gummy guy at the theater.
Same.
Like, I want popcorn. I want chocolate.
That's usually my move too. Is I always get popcorn and a drink. Yeah. And then usually, if depending on money, you know, sometimes I'll grab a candy.
Well, no, you don't grab a candy. You just go to a dollar store, bro, and you bring your own candy.
Well, I know.
I do pay $6 for this, or I can go get 6 of them.
We're working in hypotheticals.
Oh,
here,
you're right. My bad.
Yeah. Also, you don't have to go to the dollar store. Like I said, Kroger and Target have basically the same boxes for $1 too.
For some reason, it's more fun to go to the dollar store. I don't know why.
Yeah, you're right.
Because they got like hot tamales and weird shit sometimes.
Right.
Yeah.
All right, number 18, Reese's Pieces. Now, I ain't gonna lie, this may be my most bought chocolate at a movie theater. I love Reese's Pieces, and I have since I was a little children.
I love Reese's Pieces as well, but I've noticed something the last time I had them.
Yeah,
they're almost a little too sweet.
Yeah, but after you've had the popcorn?
Well, with a popcorn combo, I could see that. But
yeah, and I don't necessarily like combo them, but I'll smash the popcorn while it's hot. Then I'll usually get into the candy and usually, you know, that sweet and salty mix, which we enjoy here on this podcast.
Salty Language Pod on YouTube. Check out our playlist.
I think that's part of why I always dug them at the theater.
Well, I'm talking like if you're taking straight Reese's to the face, Reese's Pieces. They're almost too sweet because I'm more like if you came up to me, Brian, you were like Morpheus from the Matrix. Let's go back to that. And you had your hands are closed, and you're like, in one hand I have Reese's Pieces, and in the other hand I've got peanut butter M&Ms. I'm housing those peanut butter M&Ms.
Well,
I might smack those Reese's Pieces out of your hand and tell you to go fuck yourself.
Yeah. I do enjoy peanut butter M&Ms more. You're right. I think a lot of that is because peanut butter M&Ms are bigger, so there's more peanut butter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I remember as a child, I had Reese's Pieces E.T. Scratch and Sniff stickers. And I might as well have been a Coke addict. I sniffed those things so much.
Like you just look at them and they're just white because you
scratched all the color off and shit. Yeah. Those things smelled so good.
Yeah. But I'm kind of okay with this here. Even though, like, for me, it'd probably be higher simply because, like I said, it might be the thing I've bought most. We'll see as we move up. Like Whoppers, too. I bought a lot of Whoppers, but Reese's Pieces were always kind of my thing. The next one I just can't get on board with, and it's lemon heads.
Oh, see, lemon heads are falling that milk dud category for me.
Amen.
Small
little
doses.
box. Yep. Maybe have a box at home and you just grab some occasionally.
Yeah. Because I remember the old candy store you and I used to go to? Those little cardboard boxes of lemon heads. Those are like perfect.
Yep. And I love lemon
big ass
stuff.
box of lemon heads, hard pass.
Yeah, 5 ounces of it is just way more than I want.
Oddly enough, my mouth is watering right now.
Yeah,
I don't know if
why.
it's like that. Like I see that lemon head dude, and my brain immediately goes like super tart is coming.
Yeah. Oh, totally.
Yeah.
Well, in this, I hate their fucking blurb on this. That it's like, my one big gripe, the name. Lemonhead sounds like a slang for some unspeakable body part. Does it?
What?
And then it says if they were called something else, they'd be at least 5 spots higher on the list. Like,
Okay,
really? You're going to ding?
You're being stupid.
Dude, if I went to the movie theater and they sold something I knew was absolutely delicious, but they called it, like, I don't know, salt-crusted dog turds, I'd be fine with it.
Oh, you mean snowcap?
You know? Yeah. No.
I've never even thought of a lemon head being like hey baby, come on over. I'm gonna drop my lemon head into you.
Right. Well, I think the box and the I don't know, the lemon head on the box straight out kind of gets the job done as far as explaining it.
A face on a fucking lemon.
It's pretty straightforward.
Yeah. It's
all right. You ready for the next one?
Am.
All right. Speaking of, well, not speaking of, but this is certainly needs to rocket down the list. Good and Plenty's. Fuck those things.
Yep. These should be actually I would take snow caps over Good and Plenty's.
I would too, because I hate black licorice so much. Yeah.
The only thing
also,
Good and Plenty's got going for it, fun colors.
Right.
The pink and white's a good combo, looks cool.
7 ounces of black licorice though too. I mean,
good
come on.
Lord, those will last me 14 years.
Here's the reason these don't belong on this is you've got to love black licorice.
Oh, yeah.
Black licorice is very polarizing. You can't tell me that more people are going to want Good and Plenty's than Reese's Pieces. I don't buy that.
Yeah, I mean, there's a weird collective of black licorice people out there.
True.
Like, I'm not super mad at that flavor, but I can't have it all the time.
Right. But dude, over Red Vines?
Yeah, no, fuck that.
See what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, every candy you put up against this over Milk Duds, maybe if you don't, if you like black licorice, maybe over Lemon Heads, maybe. But most of these candies on this list, nah. This should be right above.
The garbage can is hooking into it?
Well, I'm being like dead serious. Like, I feel like this should be right above Snow Caps.
I think this should be right under Snow Caps.
Or under Snow Caps, yeah.
Like, I would rather have Snow Caps.
Yeah, totally would too. All right, the next one is Raisinets.
Oh, fuck you with your I don't like raisins anyway.
I like raisins and I'm fine with chocolate covered raisins, but dude, if I'm going to the movie theater, I ain't trying to find like fruit. You know what's
my favorite thing about this?
The only fruit I want is in gummy shape.
I like how they're trying to like make it look like it's healthy. They got this big green badge of grapes on it. Natural source of fruit antioxidants, 30% less fat. It's candy, bro. It's not health food.
Still chocolate covered.
Yeah. I am. Hopefully they're on this list, but if we're going with chocolate covered treats that are old school, you better hand me a box of Goobers or I'm kicking you in the dick.
Yeah, for sure. Chocolate covered peanuts.
Yeah, you try to slide me some Raisinets, it's over.
It's like handing you a raisin cookie instead of a chocolate chip cookie.
Exactly. Or those off times you grab a cookie and you're like, oh, hell yeah, chocolate chips. You bite in and you're like, these are raisins. And if that cookie goes? It goes spinning through the air like a UFO. Because it's not in my mouth anymore.
Oh, man. All right. So the next one I think I don't have a fight with, which is Swedish Fish.
I mean,
I'm not the biggest fan of these, but I've seen so many people buy Swedish
What's
fish.
wrong with this fish on the box? He's enlarged.
Well, I mean, he's pretty excited,
Same fish. What the fuck?
Hey, fat-free food.
Soft and chewy candy, about 2 servings. I mean, the last time I had a Swedish Fish, I can't exactly tell you what the flavor profile was.
Yeah, I
Besides
couldn't tell you either.
chewy.
Yeah, they're very chewy. I'm with you
Like
on that.
I'm not mad at Swedish Fish,
Right.
but
Like I said, I can see it being on the list. I can even see it being where it is, not on my list, but on this
I
list.
think this is mostly on the list out of respect because it's been around forever.
And like I said, I have seen a lot of people buy Swedish Fish at movie theaters over the years. So I can't dispute this one as much as I could dispute some of the others. Maybe.
Are they from Sweden?
I don't know. I mean, they're enlarged.
They're enlarged.
It says Swedish right on it, so it must be.
I mean, you're right.
Like a gummy fish isn't going to lie to us, Tony.
I wouldn't think so.
All right, the next one.
It is invented in the 50s in Sweden. Okay, fair enough.
Okay. All right, the next one's hot tamales.
See, I know I mentioned those earlier because, I see these boxes all the time, but I like hot stuff.
Yeah.
But, like, I don't like hot candy.
Right. I also don't want 5 ounces of it.
No.
I don't want a whole box of these. Like, again, little box, cool. Much like Red Hots, you give me like a little package of them, I'm aces. You give me a whole big box of them, I'm like, okay, I've eaten a few of these. I don't want any more.
Right.
So
yeah, I'm just not. I don't know. A hot tamale doesn't do it for me. Like a spicy candy. The only time I've ever truthfully enjoyed spicy candy is my grandmother used to make applesauce, and she would make it with Red Hots.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah. So it had this like really weird color and it had that cinnamony flavor.
That makes sense though with apples, because apples and cinnamon. Yeah, I can see that. Yeah, all right. I mean, I've had plenty of chocolate with like Chipotle or some sort of heat in it that I dig. But I'm also not. I still at the same thing. I'm not going to want to sit and eat a large amount of it. I only want like a piece or two, and then I'm like, okay, that was good.
Like, I wish we could go find little sampler packs of all these candies. Because
we probably could, but...
I would run the gamut here.
Yeah.
All
right. The next one is very new. It's Sweet Tart Ropes.
I'm going to be honest. Like Michelle loves these things.
I love them.
I've never had one.
The tropical ones can go fuck themselves, but the cherry ones are so good.
Yeah, I've never had one, so I don't know.
I've never bought these at a movie theater, but because of former guest of the show James Alvarez, I bought some one time, and I was like, oh my god, these things are like crack. So I have to be careful with them because I will as soon as I open the bag, I will smash all of them.
Right, smash.
Well, and it's like a chewy licorice on the outside, and then it's got like a like kind of like a cream, but it's not a cream on the inside. They're really good.
Cream get on top. Cream shaboogity bop.
Yes. Yeah. All right, the next one.
The share pack. Hold on. 3.5 ounces. I ain't sharing that with no one.
No, I for sure am not. Like I told you, pretty much any candy I buy at the movie theater, I ain't sharing it. If you want some, get your own.
Yeah, exactly.
The next one, Butterfinger Bites.
Okay, I'm a fan.
I am too, and even though these things are just pure destruction for teeth, I've bought a lot of these at the theaters over the years, and I used to buy them all the time when I worked at Hollywood Video, since we had movie box size candy there for like $1.50 or something like that. So I used to get them a lot there too, which was real smart when you're at work, to have that stuff all up in your teeth.
Oh yeah, naturally. Safe to say, I preferred the bites to the actual Butterfinger bar.
Yeah,
there's something more satisfying about it. I don't know what it is.
There is. Yeah, I'm with you. I don't know what it is either. But even now, like instead of buying a Butterfinger, I will buy a box of the Butterfinger Bites.
Right.
Like even now. So, same thing. Those I have absolutely no problem with being on here because I've seen a lot of people buy them, and I also have bought a lot of them.
There you go.
The next one is my gummy candy of choice for the movie theaters because it goes back to our us being children's and it's dots
I do like a dots.
with the caveat that they're fresh.
Yeah.
'Cause when they're soft, they're so good.
You ever
But when
find
they're
that little box of dots from trick or treating about like November 20th?
yeah,
You're like, you know what? I'm in, and then oh boy,
such a bad idea.
such a bad
yeah,
idea.
I used to love it when I worked at the video store and we'd get in, you know, a shipment of candy and I'd have to restock it. As soon as we get that shipment in, I'd grab like a couple boxes right off the top and set them behind the counter, you know, and usually smash one of them while I was at work because I love these things so much, but they're so bad for your teeth because they're gummy and they stick. And if you have fillings, it's probably not a good idea.
I remember prying this shit out of my mouth. I don't know how many times.
But I will smash a whole box of these things, no question.
Oh, absolutely.
So, number 9, Skittles.
Oh, so we're in the top 10 officially.
The top 10 now. Yep, and I can't argue with Skittles. Skittles is one of the best selling candies in the world, and I like Skittles, and especially now. Did you see they're fucking getting rid of that stupid apple one and bringing lime back?
Oh, that's very nice. I'll be honest, I'm not a huge Skittles fan. I won't turn them away.
Yeah.
Like if you offered me some Skittles, like but it's not like when I go to the candy aisle, I'm not like I need a bag of Skittles.
Right.
You know?
That's understandable. Every once in a while I get kind of a hankering for them and I'll just grab a small bag of them and I'm like, that's good. Or if like, you know, around this time of year, you know, if we're getting Halloween candy, if there's some Skittles in there, that's actually perfect for me. I don't love because you know, they nailed it on taste buds. I think Sal pointed it out that after a while they're really hard to chew.
Yeah.
You know
what's legit as fuck? Skittles jelly beans. No,
yeah,
I lied. Those are the Starburst jelly beans. Never mind.
Oh, the Starburst jelly beans are good. I love those. Yeah. All right. So we're good with Skittles. Number 8, Bunch of Crunch.
I don't know about this one.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't have a problem with it because I mean I like Nestle's Crunch. The only thing with these is it's weird because I almost feel like if you just gave me a Nestle Crunch bar that same size, I'd get more.
Yeah, that's kind of my issue.
Yeah, I feel like
as opposed to the Butterfinger Bites, I would rather have a Crunch bar here.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like unwrapping the Crunch bar. It looks like a picture frame. It's got Crunch in the middle.
It's got the foil that's noisy as fuck in the theater.
It's just very satisfying. If I were to just open up this bunch of Crunch, I'm not even looking at them. I'm pouring them into my gaping maw.
That's true. That is the only problem I'd say with them is they go really fast because as soon as you open them, you're literally like, it's one of the few candies that I will just pour straight from the box into my face. Yeah. You know?
Also, I don't like the packaging. Bunch of Crunch, fun to munch.
But they're bunches of crunchy milk chocolate.
Yeah, I'm just saying, I like it.
All right.
If we could get some Salty Language sponsored, ladies' pantaloons that said "fun to munch" on them.
Oh my, that's pretty good. I like it.
That'd be fun.
We should. All right, number 7, M&M's.
All right, it's classic. It's old school.
Right. I was looking to see if it says. Okay, so I'm guessing this just means any M&Ms. I was curious if it was just the plain, like the milk chocolate ones, because like I'll always get the peanut ones, or if peanut butter are available, 100%.
Have you seen what M&M's is doing? These fucking geniuses,
where they're mixing the bags. That's
I had a bag when we went to the beach, or maybe it was a drive-in, maybe.
Yeah,
and it was the classics mixed with peanut butter. And it was orgasmic.
That's the move.
It was
for sure,
like the best mix ever.
Because like the milk chocolate ones are okay, but I don't love them. The peanut ones I could eat all the time, and the peanut butter ones I love.
Because I guess now the more we do this list, I was never really a huge movie theater candy guy. So a lot of my ways I'm taking this is trick-or-treating candy.
That's fair. I'm okay with that.
And if I got my big sack of candy and it's dwindling down, there's going to be a lot of plain M&M packs in there.
Same.
The peanut packs I'm housing immediately.
Oh, for me it would go quick because I'd eat them, and a lot of times like I'd give my mom some because my mom always really liked them,
Right.
so I'd give her some of those too. But yeah, I'm with you. It's like I don't love the milk chocolate ones, and I honestly like all the gimmicky ones they've done over the years. The crispy ones I kind of like,
Right.
but most of the other
They're
ones,
just kind of
like
there.
the brownie ones don't really taste like brownie to me, and but the peanut and peanut butter ones, I mean, they crush those
Oh yeah,
things.
I like the almond ones too.
Those are good too. I've had those. All right, number
Although
6.
one more thing about
But
about plain reggae ass basic bitch M&Ms.
they melt in your mouth, not in
Well,
your
that
hands.
too. But you throw that
Right.
shit in some cookie dough. Now we're talking. I'm just saying.
Or popcorn. That's a great use of them. Actually, you toss it with your popcorn.
Yeah,
That
get the sweet
chocolate
and salty action.
It's a good way to make the M&Ms better than they are.
Yeah, fair enough.
But it's like I said, it was always weird because like I'm the same as you, is that I like candy at the movie theater, but I'm so much more like give me that popcorn because I can buy that candy anytime.
Yeah.
I can't replicate that popcorn, or I'm not gonna replicate it.
Yeah,
You
need that like weird like NASA butter or whatever.
And I like mine pretty salty, and I will smash the hell out of that popcorn. I mean, that because I like it salty, I have to have a drink to go with it because
Right.
otherwise I'm gonna be miserable.
And since you have to have a drink, it's probably a fountain Coke. Then you have to have a flask of Jack.
Yeah, right. Exactly. So complicated. All right, number 6, goobers.
All right. Yeah, see, I like a goober, but I'd rather have a peanut M&M.
Yeah, not where I would put it, but I can't argue with it because chocolate covered peanuts have been super popular for a long time.
I mean, I'm never mad at chocolate covered peanuts. You want to throw
Either.
some caramel on there, make it a turtle, I'm in.
Oh man, for sure.
It's like whatever. But I honestly though, I'd rather have peanut M&M. Just saying.
Yeah. Oh, me too. I agree.
Yeah.
Number 5. So we're in the top 5 now.
Oh shit.
Twizzlers.
You nailed it.
The more I'm thinking about it, Twizzlers is definitely in my top 5 of candies bought at the theater.
Right.
And the reason is because I'm not going to just open the bag and just throw them all in my face and be done with them. They last.
You got to peel them apart.
Because I'm going to chew them. I'm going to take my time. A lot of times they'll last quite a way through the movie. So whereas it kind of sucks, if you get these other candies by the time the previews are over and you're like, man, all my candy's gone.
I mean, as a like Twizzler eating black belt, because like I said, we always had them in the house. My move was always fold them in half.
I do too. Yeah.
And then you're just like, and you move on to the next one. Because you got to smash them Twizzlers before mom sees you.
Right.
Because those are her Twizzlers.
Yeah, right. All right, number 4, Snickers Bites.
I don't know. I kind of think I'd rather just have a Snickers bar. But at the same time, if you're at a movie, I mean, a Snickers bar, you might as well sit down for a 5-course meal.
That's true. If they give you like a gigantic
Yeah,
one.
exactly. Like you need a napkin, you need like that guy with the little crumb catcher to come sweep up your table.
Yeah.
You're gonna carve this bitch.
I was gonna say a knife and fork, or maybe an electric knife or a chainsaw.
Yeah, definitely an electric like turkey knife.
Right.
For sure. But with the bites, you can just enjoy. Yeah, so maybe the bites for a movie is the way to go.
Yeah.
In life, I'd rather just have a Snickers bar. But in a movie, the bites are probably the move.
I'll tell you, when they came out with like the bites or the unwrapped like Reese's peanut butter cups, the bites of Snickers or Rolos and all these kind of ones, dude, as a fat dude, it was like on one hand, it's like, this is awesome. But also I was like, God, why did they have to do this?
I'll be honest, when I saw the unwrapped mini Reese's, I was like, oh, we're going to fuck up some brownies now. This is going to be amazing.
Oh, sure. I remember my nephew coming over with a couple of bags. Like one of the bags was the Reese's ones, and I don't remember the other ones. Dude, we put a hurt. I mean, we destroyed them.
I mean,
I was like, those are a terrible idea. I think the idea of having to unwrap like the fun size or whatever ones is probably good because it's like a spacer.
Yeah.
Yeah,
exactly. Like you
burn
got the
like
forehead sweats because you've eaten 400 little mini Reese's. And you're like, oh, just one more.
Yeah. Oil makes you breathe a little bit. It gives your stomach a chance to go, whoa, time out.
Yeah, it gives your brain a chance to be like, what are you doing?
Yeah, that guilt can set in. Whereas with the bag, the unwrapped ones, you can just open it and pour it right into your face.
It sounds like a great move, actually.
Yeah, just pour some milk in there and just fucking.
I don't know about that.
All right, number 3, Junior Mints. Not on my list.
I mean, I like a Junior Mint because
Yeah, they're fine.
I like a mint peppermint patty. These are like they're little children.
But I'd kind of them the same way as like Milk Duds and stuff with these. I don't know that I want a big box.
No,
of them.
I don't think I do either.
A few of them, sure. Again, those smaller boxes, yes.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah,
I would.
This Junior Mints XL edition they're touting.
Dude, that's almost 5. It's 4 3/4 ounces of Junior Mints. That's quite a
lot
bit.
of Junior Mint.
Yeah.
I don't think this belongs to be in the top 5.
No, not for me, for sure. I can understand it because, again, I've seen a lot of them bought over the years and all that stuff, but not for me.
No.
All right. Number 2, Sour Patch Kids.
All right. I'm not mad at that at all.
I can 100% agree
with
with
my gummy of choice.
I was just going to say after reading that on Dots when I was like, this is my whatever. It's like, oh, you know what? No, it isn't. Sour Patch Kids are 100% my gummy of
sweet,
choice.
sour. They got eyes that look into your soul.
Right. Does suck if they're not fresh, like any of the chewy candies,
you
know, but even not fresh, they're still usually edible.
Yeah, they're
like
usually still pretty good.
Yeah. And even if they're not, you can kind of just put them in your mouth and kind of suck the sour coating off of them, and then they usually kind of soften up a little bit. So it's, yeah, I love these things. I buy these things every once in a while just to have because I like them. I used to get them a bunch when I worked at the video store too.
Yeah.
Like we almost always had a bag of them open on the counter that was kind of just like whoever, you know, and then we finally just upgraded. We quit bothering with the box or the bag, and we just got like bulk food store bag and we would just keep them around, you know, because all of us liked them.
I mean,
so I can't argue with that.
All right. I'm trying to think of what number 1 is.
Okay, I was just gonna.
I haven't looked.
Okay, I know what it is because I just scrolled down. But
what the fuck could it be? Because we've covered it as far as I can think. We've covered all the like movie theater candy heavy hitters.
Yeah,
but obviously I'm missing one if it's number 1.
Yeah.
I don't think it's Reese's Peanut Butter Cups.
It is not.
Okay. Because that seems too weird.
Right. Also, unless they do like the Snickers bites to where they give you the bag of unwrapped ones, like, you know, I think they did sell them though, didn't they? Where it was like 4 or something, like the king size or bigger.
But they still had the little paper cups on them.
Oh, yeah. I just ate those anyway, but. No,
we haven't really had any legit candy bars, so it's not gonna be like a Kit Kat or anything like that.
No, oddly enough, I actually thought maybe Kit Kat would be on here somewhere, but again, I think if Kit Kat makes it, it would end up being in those newer bags where you get a bunch of little Kit Kats.
Yeah.
And I think that is newer to Kit Kat, like within the last like few months or whatever. So,
man, head to Whoppers, head to Raisinets, head to Goobers. What else is a stereotypical movie theater candy? What am I forgetting, Brian?
You're missing a big one.
I must be. I can't even think of what it could be.
All right. How about this? It's a chewy candy.
Starburst?
That is it, sir.
No, really?
Yeah.
I disagree with this.
I mean, I love Starburst.
I love
but I'm
Starburst too, but to be the number 1 movie theater candy, think how much the staff hates you. You've got like 43 wrappers underneath your chair.
Well, also, like, make sure you scroll down. Look at the bag they show. It's a 41-ounce bag.
Oh, my God. 41 ounces?
This is not the bag you get at the movie theater. This is like the $9 bag at the grocery store or whatever.
Why would they pick that?
They're meaning probably a smaller bag, probably more like Sour Patch Kids size. Because I think you get Starburst. You used to get them in the box.
Right.
There or at the theaters. But Yeah, so their reasoning for Starburst says it checks pretty much every movie theater candy box. It's got a good variety of flavors, which it does. They take forever to eat, which is true, and they have an appealing chewy texture without ever getting stuck in your teeth. That's pretty true. They don't really hang in your teeth. So I can't disagree with those, and I like Starburst a lot.
I mean, I also enjoy Starburst. I'm a big fan. The best thing ever, Brian, you go to Party City and they have in tubs of individual flavors. So you can just like grab all the pinks and reds if you want.
Oh man, so that's what I usually buy anyway, because they have bags of just like the reds, where I think it's like strawberry, cherry, and like watermelon or something like that. And
if you go to Party City, they've got a big candy thing, and you can like fill up little bags and it's just by the pound or by the ounce or whatever.
In the jelly beans, they usually sell bags of just reds too.
Oh, there you go.
Which is what I usually get, because those are, cherry's my favorite. Yeah. And I mean, but that's the thing. I like most of the flavors, so I'm not.
Yeah, I'm never not mad at. Oh shit! That ain't a Starburst flavor. Although, once again, going to Halloween candy, you rip open a 2-pack and it's a double orange. It's kind of disappointing.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm still
it's
eating
funny.
them.
My favorite's the one online where people keep like, "Oh, it's double lemon," and I'm like, "Hand them to me, baby."
Yeah, I don't mind the lemon. Of the flavors presented, orange is my least favorite.
I have to be careful with the strawberry because, as I think I've said on here before, I have a weird allergy to. It's probably more of a dye than it or a flavoring than it is anything, but to things that are artificial strawberry.
Interesting.
I sometimes don't. Although these say they're made with real fruit juice, so maybe that's why they never.
I mean,
really
that could be a drop.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, it's like saying it's based on a true story. Yeah. So here's a question, though.
Yes, sir.
You're at the movie theater, and I'm like, all right, Tony, they only have, you can only get Sour Patch Kids or Starburst. You're going Sour Patch Kids,
I'm going Sour
right?
Patch Kids all day.
Me too. So, yeah, I think for both of us, like, those would certainly... But again, if we went to the movie theaters and you're like, "Hey, I got you a bag of Starburst," I wouldn't be mad at you. I'd be like, "Oh,
I like Starburst.
Yeah,
I truly do." But it's just to be the #1 movie theater candy ranked on. Yeah, I don't know about that.
Yeah, I know. I'm with you.
I understand it's all subjective. Whoever wrote this is clearly an idiot because Snowcaps is on the list.
Well, yeah, there's a few that I would certainly argue with.
Yeah, I mean, you could have made a top 15 list, and there's a lot of trash in there you didn't have to have on here.
That's fair. Yeah. Now, do you know what would be interesting? And the way I wish they would have done it was, it would be cool if they had a listing from the movie theaters of what are the top selling to go with it, so you could see like, hey, this is the #1 seller, but we feel it's more like the #3 candy.
I'm gonna do a quick Goog.
Okay.
Top selling. Oh, I can't type because fat fingers.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Top selling.
Jeez.
Movie theater candy. Let's see what we got here. Eater.com. They have the most popular movie theater candy ranked ever. I'm just real curious. I'm gonna do a quick scroll here. What if it's the same fucking list? Someone's just a thief. Wow. They're not in the same order, but it's basically
it makes sense because these are. If I just told you name 25 or 27 movie theater candies, you'd name most of these candies.
Yeah, but it seems a little sus. Hold on, let's see here. When did this article get posted? Where's the date?
Oh, the one I'm looking at?
Yeah, the Screen Crush.
Scroll all the way back to the top here.
Now I'm just curious.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah. I can't find it, I'll be honest.
November 29th. Oh, this is of 2018. Man, that's weird. This just popped up in a thing the other day for me.
So this one was posted September 16th. Hey, somebody's birthday of last year.
All right.
And it's, like I said, it is the exact same list. It's just not in the same order.
Well, it's interesting, too. Like, I'm looking, they've got, the stock photo from the movie theater, and I'm looking to see if there's anything weird on this list. They have chewy sweet tarts on here, which I love those things, too.
I just read the context of this list over here from Eater. You'd think
Yeah.
a name like Eater did be respectable. This
I would
dude's
not.
number one candy is fucking snow caps.
So clearly he's never had any other candy in his
Yeah,
life.
exactly. Like I don't know if maybe it's Captain America and he just woke up from being in a ice coma for 50 years or whatever. And then like he just gets handed a box of snow caps and it's the best thing he's ever had in his life.
You like snow caps over anything else on that list. I take that back, except for like, Good and Plenty's. Because I won't even eat any Good and Plenty's. I hate black licorice so much. But again, I understand, I would certainly preface things with that. Like, hey, I hate black licorice, so of the available options, this is going to be the bottom for me.
Right.
It'd be like, if you were ranking vegetables, there's a good chance, Brussels sprouts are going to be right at the bottom for me.
Fair enough.
But I also understand that, that's my own choice. Anyway, let's move over to QoftheW, I guess. This should go pretty quick.
Yeah.
Because I think I screwed up.
Well, I mean, it's all right. And, the face page, something went sideways. Shit happens. What are you going to do? If you do want to answer it again, though, just hit us up.
Yeah, I mean, that's...
Bruce Wayne
always
embraced his fear of bats, became Batman. What would your name be in the same aspect? I think our people on Instagram would be not answering man. 'Cause we don't have any answers on Instagram.
That's fair.
And yeah, Facebook, I swore I saw the post, though. I'll be honest.
Yeah, I can't find it either, so I don't know what happened to it if it was there.
But yeah,
so.
I got no answers on my end, Brian.
Oh my goodness.
I know.
All right. Well, I got one from History of Bad Ideas that says, I embraced my fear of public speaking and became speaking man, or the yeller. And it's 100% the yeller.
Oh, the yeller is way better than speaking man.
Because it's just like, especially as you age, it's just a much better name.
Yeah, exactly.
Because you're just yelling at anything.
The yeller.
Yep. And then over on, the email, I got one from our pal Cheeto. And he says, wow, this took some time thinking because I got some fears. Heights and being on boats in open water being the first to come to mind. So I guess I could be height man or high guy. I actually kind of like the sound of that one. Exhales and coughs. See, because high.
I get it.
Yeah,
I've heard all the jokes because it's my last name.
I figured you would. Yeah. Or perhaps boat boy, maybe motorboat man.
There you go.
Actually, liking the possibilities of that one too. If only I were afraid of Cheetos, this would have been way easier.
Maybe he's afraid of banditos.
Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't, I would be
right.
Afraid of stealing my Cheetos. And that's it, man. That's all we got.
You'll have that.
All right. So 1 through 9.
What is today's date?
The 11th.
Okay, that doesn't help at all. We'll go slot 3.
3. Oh, these are the kind of questions I love. Now, really quick, I saw a question earlier today. We're not going to get into it here. I just want to throw it at you, which was someone wrote into, I think it was on Comic Book Resources or one of those sites, and asked, they have a thing where people ask comic book questions, right? Okay. And the question was, could Magneto pick up Mjolnir? And anyways, like I said, and it comes down to which overrides the magic of the hammer or the mutant power of Magneto. Because, like they went into a whole thing about whether or not Magneto is worthy. And I'm like, who cares about that? It would really come down to what I just...
Here's my thoughts on it, just real quick. Magneto's mutant power in the world of the Marvel Universe is his natural abilities, where magic is magic.
Right.
That's all I'm saying.
I know. That's what I'm saying. It's like, I think it's one of those in comic books, of course. I really think you could argue either side, and you're not.
I can sum it up with an inside joke for us, Brian. Tachyons.
Tachyons.
Good old tachyons.
All right. And this question is one of those that I love when they come up. All right, prime you versus your prime father versus your prime grandfather in a fight. Who wins?
Oh, Jesus.
Mine's easy. Mine's my grandfather, because my grandfather was the type that he shot a dude for speaking ill to my great grandma.
Oh, there you go.
And he used to get into fights at bars all the time. My grandfather, I've heard, was, kind of whatever. And my dad got into fights, but I think it feels like it kind of weaned as it went down. Great grandpappy was the scrappy one, and the rage kind of calmed over the years.
Yeah, I would have to go with my grandfather too.
Also, well, it says in their prime, so you don't have to worry about old man strength here. This is just in the prime, though.
Yeah, I got to go with my grandpa too, because he was like 5'0". He was like 5'4", little fella.
Right.
But he, up until he got very old, still ran every day. He worked out. He fucking survived Pearl Harbor. I mean,
yeah,
the dude dude was all in.
Yeah, he'd find a way to win.
Yeah, exactly.
He'd probably use some. He's probably wily.
Not that he was a fighter. He's probably one of the most gentle dudes ever. But I knew he had it in him.
Right. Right. That's fair. I can live with that. Yeah. I just dig the idea of you just picturing like yourself, your dad, and your grandpa like all in a
like a Hell in a Cell.
Kind of like just feeling each other out and seeing who's going to throw the first punch, or the last punch, whichever. Also, when I was feeling my strength, as a young man, you always you got to test your dad at some point.
Oh yeah, for sure.
And I'm not saying you go up and just punch your dad,
right.
But my dad and I did the old punch in the shoulder thing, and I gave it a good hit, and I barely moved my dad, and it looked like he barely threw a punch, and he almost dropped me.
There you go.
So I was like, well, I ain't whipping him ever,
right?
And or at least for a long time. I got to wait till the curve alters more to where I'm more in my prime and he's on the decline.
He's on the other way on the hill.
But even then they gain that old man strength in the wild. Like they got them educated hands.
Pocket sand probably.
Yeah, they know what's coming, and like you said, throw a little pocket sand, kick in the dink, and then punch it and drop you.
That's like the thing I'd worry about my dad is I think he'd fight dirty, like he'd probably flick a cigarette at my eye,
Right, because there's nothing in here that says fight's fair.
Oh, no. Like I'd be expecting a nice clean bout, and like you said, like I'd get a hot cigarette thrown at me, and then I'd get like kicked right in the dick, and then I'm getting ground and pounded.
Right, for sure. This is a street fight.
Oh, yeah.
This is not a normal rules kind of thing. This is extreme rules for sure. But that's why I said I love the idea of picturing these things because, as silly as it may seem, it's like my dad always told me, if you're in a fight, fight to win or fight to escape, whichever you need to do in that scenario, kind of a. That's right. He's like, don't worry about fighting clean. Don't worry about fighting fair. And, I was like, okay. He's like, if you can kick the guy in the dick and run away, then if that's the right option, then do it. Good to know.
Fair enough, Dad.
Also, like I remember a guy approaching our car one time and was yelling and screaming at my dad. And my dad reached down and he had a screwdriver that was probably like a 10-inch long screwdriver that, was used for like when you're working in engines and, you got to have some reach basically. And the guy came up and my dad just held up the screwdriver and the guy put his hands up and was like, whoa, and backed off. And I was like, what would you have done if he, would have opened the door? And my dad's like, well, I had the screwdriver. I'm like, oh shit.
Yeah, like unscrewed him, if you know what I'm saying.
He didn't flinch about it, whereas I'm sitting there like shitting myself basically because I don't want to see this happen. I mean, I also don't want to see my dad, like, maybe murder a guy with a screwdriver.
I mean, or do you?
I don't think he would have, but I think he certainly would have used it to whatever advantage he needed, because the guy was bigger than my dad. So, you got to have an equalizer. So, and he might have been fresh out of pocket sand.
Exactly.
Which is a mistake you should never make.
I mean,
if you take
would you rather
nothing
have
else
pocket
from
sand or a pocket sharpened screwdriver?
That's true. I'd rather have the
Yeah,
screwdriver
like
for
pocket
sure.
sand, you throw and you miss, it's over.
Yeah, I guess the downside of the screwdriver is, especially with that much length, somebody might be able to grab it and wrestle it from you. Whereas pocket sand, they
That's
can't.
true. It's
You
an
know,
airborne.
yeah,
It's like an
you had
area of
that.
effect spell.
Yeah, you have an element of surprise with it at least. But like you said, if your aim's off or the wind kicks up or something, you could be
Or
screwed.
they're like wearing glasses.
Yeah, they have safety goggles on for some reason. Like, damn it, I didn't see that. Like, all right. So there you go. So once again, the question is prime you versus your prime father versus your prime grandfather in a fight. Who wins? And you know, ladies, if you want to flip this to grandmothers, or if you want to fight your dad and your grandfather, that's fine too. I don't have a problem with it. You know?
I mean, well,
Listen, I've heard some stories about some of these ladies from these times ago that I wouldn't have wanted to go toe to toe with.
for sure, right?
You know, I mean, my grandma used to literally go to the bar and basically drag my grandpa home by his ear. You know,
Hey, sometimes you gotta, I guess, eh?
yeah. I mean, she was having none of it, so you know, I wouldn't have wanted to mess with her in her prime either. You know, now it'd be different because she's 104, and I figure she's past the old person strength part. You know,
You would hope.
now I could just, you know, use my reach advantage and probably give her a good shove or a forearm shiver, and I probably got the fight.
It'd
you
be
know,
like an anime when she like takes off her shawl and she's just shredded.
yeah. Ah, shit. So you thought you could beat me? Why are you talking like that?
Jack Diesel arms, you know.
Oh, fuck. I've chosen poorly again.
Again and again and again.
Ian, yep. All right, well, there you go. That's the show. So head on over to saltylanguage.com and click on all the links. Check out the past episodes. Check out the enthusiast episodes we've done. They were a lot of fun and such. You can find the link to the network we're part of. Tangentbound Network, which can be found at tangentboundnetwork.com. So please go check out the other shows over there. And of course, you know, tell Mark that Tony misses him.
Hugs and kisses, buddy.
Right.
XO.
And yeah, you know, if you want to reach out to us on social media, you can find us on Twitter at salty_language. You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Stunami.
You can find me on Instagram at the monotony, Tony. And Salty Language, you know, we're found everywhere. Go to saltylanguage.com for all the social links. Salty Language Pod on the YouTubes if you want to watch the show instead of listening to it and see all the dumb shit we scroll through.
Yeah.
And yeah, I think that's about it. Oh yeah, smash that like, smash that subscribe. Hit click that little bell. Maybe you want to get alerted when we put up a new video. You know, I got some ideas for some little videos I might be attempting to do if I could get spare time.
Oh man, Tony finally got a stripper pole in the office.
Oh, why do you think I rearranged? I even moved my LEDs.
Nice.
Although you can't really.
Nice.
I mean, if I turn off my ring light, it'd be more obvious. But
yeah, that would make sense, right?
Yeah.
All right. Well, until next week, have a beer. You'll be fine.
Stay salty, everybody.
And after you stay salty, have some Starburst or.
You better not get snow caps.
Yeah, I don't have snow caps.
I'm just talking about the people.
If you're a person that likes snow caps and you hear this, let us know why.
I agree.
Because I've never seen a person that's like, oh my God, snow caps. In fact, we sold them or had them when I worked at the video store. And I don't like, I know we sold them or they wouldn't have kept stocking them, but I don't remember ever selling any of them. That's so weird.
It is weird.
You know, it's like almost like some company was like, okay, well, we make snow caps and this. And in order to get this at a good price, you also have to take snow caps. And they're like, all right, I guess.
I don't want snow caps.
Well, you're going to take them and you're going to like it.
Give
or you're
a
not
shit what you want.
Yeah, no Starburst otherwise. Like, fuck, Starburst is number 1 on the list. All right, fine. I guess you got us by the short and curlies here, you know?
Yeah, it's a good call. I would like to, if someone out there that's listening does like snow caps, I would be interested to hear about it.
Yeah, if I think about it, maybe I'll throw a thing up on Twitter asking also. Because I was curious about that when they talked about it on Taste Buds, too. Like, how can you defend these things?
I know, right?
So, all right. Well, we'll talk to you next time.